All right, everybody, how you doing? Captain Jack is here, and if all has gone well, I have not lost my first phone call of the night because this gentleman I've been anxious to hear from, and I'm gonna first off before he knows I'm on, and hopefully he knows I'm on. As I told him, hey, once you start hearing the voice, you'll know that I am actually doing the show, and you should be hearing me. Um, my first guest tonight, my opener for the Thursday night show. Oh, right. Heidi and Angry are in the crowd tonight, and Stacy Bernardo. Great. I love to see the ladies here. Johnny Kimberling's here as well. Mike Sarah, probably taking some time off from lifting the weights. Don Webb is here. Thank you, Don. Again, Heidi and Angria and Stacy B. Love the ladies, man. Love the ladies. Uh, because I'm nothing without at least my Raiderettes. But again, getting back to my my guest, we are joined tonight by a really awesome gentleman. The reason why this guy is awesome is a couple. Would they say twofold, threefold? I don't know how many folds there are for Paul. Paul Craven is a hell of a graphics guy. He is a member of the Silver and Black Alliance. And not only is he a member, it's kind of like the old commercial. Not only am I a member, but I'm president. Well, Raider Blackbeard, aka Paul Craven, is actually the president of the UK chapter of the Silver and Black Alliance. A fantastic graphics artist, and just a genuinely awesome and just there hasn't been anything that I haven't asked him or Axel, and there's another one or two people. I know Kelly Farley gives me graphics as well. I don't even ask for them, and they're provided great quality stuff in which I use for all of the things that I'm here for. And boy, I'm hoping he's here. Paul, if you're here, please Roger up.
Ahoy there, brother.
There we go. I mean I was waiting with anticipation because I told you and I told everybody to keep. I said, Paul, keep your mic down. I'm gonna bump everything up. I have the promo on Facebook, and I keep telling the people on Facebook, it says, man, you're watching a promo. 2 hours of a promo. They can't figure out that it's not a live show after all of the hints I've given to them. I don't know what else I can do. But, and then I told Paul, I'm sorry, what was that there, shipmate?
They need to come over and sign up to YouTube just to watch you.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can't win anything on Facebook. I mean, other than, I mean, I did my promo on Facebook. I'm just trying to make sure that all people know you can get the feed on Facebook, but you're not going to be able to hear anything. And if you're going to want to watch the show, okay, you're going to have to come over to YouTube. So again, folks out there, Silver and Black Alliance President Paul Craven. Paul, tell the people a little bit more about you and then about your persona.
Well, for me, I'm a happily married man. Been with my wife now probably just over 16 and a half years. I've got two young kids, a boy called Liam, age 10, and my daughter called Kaylin, who's 7. Very happy family man. I'm a security officer by trade. And proud to be an amazing member of the Silver and Black Alliance, and obviously a Raider fan.
It's wonderful. And Paul, while you're talking, I am a schmuck because I've been doing so many different things tonight. Paul Craven has a wonderful graphic that he pushed to me so that I could push it here on the screen so you don't have to look at my ugly mug. And Paul, I didn't put it into my I didn't put it in my OBS yet. So while you're going to be talking, and you'll excuse me if I'm acting like a chicken with a head cut off, I'm going to try to find the graphic because I want to make sure that people know who you are, so that they don't have to just look at me being ugly. They can actually see some of your fantastic work. So, Paul, as I feverishly look for trying to do things at once, talk and chew gum, and then grab a graphic at the same time, if I can find it, and it was great. Tell us again. You're over in the UK. Tell us about living in the UK, your life there. I said you're a security agent, all the things that go with it. What's it like being a fan living overseas as a just not just necessarily just as a Raiders fan, but as a fan of American football. How did you pick that up?
That's a bit of a long story, which is kind of cool because it gives you that chance to
Exactly. Yeah, make it as long as you want, man, because I'm looking for your graphic as we speak. Go ahead, brother.
I'd just like to add, there's nothing ugly about a pirate, so we'll just go forward with that one.
Oh, I like that. Hey, I can agree with that. Well, how about there's somewhere a salty, the saltiness, because you're a good-looking man. You are a good-looking young pirate, and I'm a salty bastard. There you go.
I just wanted to say hello to Stacey and Mike. I've seen their messages pop up. What time is it in the UK? It's 2:00 in the morning over here. I completely misjudged the time difference, so yeah, it's a bit later than I expected. But anyway, I digress. I'll go across. Right. Basically, the first time I got into the NFL was back in 2004. The first game I actually watched was the Super Bowl. It was the Panthers against the Patriots. I hate to say that, but yeah, that was my first ever game that I watched. Bit of a shocker for many reasons. Not only Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, that was the best part of the show, man. And I missed it. I missed it because you're not looking at the screen at the time, right? And then you see it, and it's like, wow. It's like I missed it. I'm very sorry to say. I've always liked Janet Jackson, so that just saying. So missing that was horrible for me. It was not my finest hour. But go ahead, Paul. So you're watching the Panthers and the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, I'd never seen a game properly at all. So for me, it was a bit of an eye opener, if I'm honest. I was watching what we call football. You guys obviously call it soccer for years, and it started getting. To me, it felt like it was becoming a bit of a soft game. People were stubbing their toes, rolling around like the world was coming to an end. And it just started to get a bit boring for me. So I thought, I'll give this game a go. And, I mean, despite obviously the first quarter and the third quarter, there was absolutely no score. But just watching how the guys played and everything, it was fascinating. It was brutal in comparison. It was technical, and just the sheer spectacle of the Super Bowl just blew me away. So after that, I decided to start looking into it a lot more, and started reading up on the game itself, the rules, regulations. And obviously, for someone who's never watched that before, it was quite an undertaking, to be honest. And just after a while, I just thought, this is more than just a game. I can see this literally taking over everything. So with that, I thought I'm going to look into some teams, see if there's anything that really stands out for me. And obviously, watching a lot of old games, the Raiders just stood out for me right from word go. I think it's quite openly said. A lot of people talk about the Raiders' mystique. And I loved the fact that they sort of gave players that were pretty much written off by other teams. They gave them a chance, and that really shone through for me. It was, something that, it just stood out. And I thought, the way these guys play, the way they're thought of, I think I can get into them. and it was literally love at first sight.
Now, what was the first thing that drove you that you saw? Okay, I mean, I know that when I go back to when I was a kid in Philly and watching the '72 version of the Oakland Raiders and seeing just just the sheer the physicality, the sheer I don't know the fact that they kicked ass and they took names, right? And those were
Oh,
with the early '70s Raiders. So you had this was actually prior to Kenny Stabler being their quarterback. So you had Daryl LaMonica, and you had Cliff was it Cliff Branch right before he actually got into his own. Bob Moore was their tight end, you know. And by the way, I think I found there we go. I fixed the graphics, so you got a good looking dude on the left, Raider Blackbeard, and the old salty bastard on the right. So I did get the graphic up, and I appreciate you schwitzing for as long as you did. I wanted to make sure that the graphic got up for both of us, and I apologize, man. I thought I already had it in the deck. So everybody that's here, thanks for bearing with me, Paul. You were awesome. So you see the Raiders, and this was during the time of I'm trying to remember that Super Bowl. I was still in the military, so it would have been like around 2004, 2005. I'm thinking.
it was the 2004 Super Bowl.
Okay.
So yeah, end of the 2003 season, and yeah, I think with the Raiders, like I say, like you mentioned, the physicality of the way they played. I mean, seeing guys like Tatum take people's heads off, literally at some points, and seeing I was watching people like Bo Jackson and his just speed, Willie Brown, Marcus Allen, the way they played, I just couldn't get over how fascinating it was to watch.
So when your research there, how far back did you? Now, obviously, you're mentioning Tatum, so you obviously went back to the early '70s. But
Oh yeah,
what was the first? I mean, what was the grabber? There had to have been a grabber. What was the grabber for you? What was the first thing that you saw that said, "I'm going right there"? What was the hook? Who was the hook? What was the vote? What was the exact hook? And then you went and found more things about the Raiders. But what was the hook?
the hook for me was probably Bo Jackson, if I'm honest.
Okay.
Just like you say, the sheer speed of the guy, I just couldn't get over the explosiveness of how he played. I mean, personally, I prefer the defensive side of the game, if I'm honest, but looking at the way he just exploded, and he was a game changer right from word go.
So
it was just,
go ahead. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
yeah, just no, it's all right. Just seeing the way he exploded out of the traps, and you could see people trying to catch him, and there was no chance once he got going.
Now it would. Boy, brand new tongue. Just bought it at the store today. I still got a warranty on it. I'm gonna make sure to check it out later on that it'll actually work. So you saw Bo, you saw Jack. I always ask because again, you got into the Raiders by watching a pretty dismal Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What did your mates in the UK think of you after that? I mean, you're watching the Super Bowl. You're seeing, like I said, the most memorable thing about that. Actually, the two most memorable things was Janet Jackson's breast and Vinatieri kicking a field goal for the and actually Janet's breast was probably better. But you get into the Raiders. What are your mates saying? Because they're like they're looking at you like, what are you daft? And I think I said that correctly, daft.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, to be honest, the people that I was hanging around with at the time, they were quite confused on why I was getting into, as they said, an American sport, because there wasn't much chance back then of us seeing anything live. And the way I spoke to them is a lot of those guys back then were into stuff like the wrestling and stuff. And I said, well, you're into wrestling, so that's an American sport. So why would you think any differently for me watching something? And I quite often refer to American football as like a brutal game of chess, because you have to have the right pieces in the right place at the right time. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. And after a while, they obviously came round and just accepted it.
I'm sure that that you obviously now you are an American football fan. You obviously garnered yourself with the correct team. But prior to being a Raiders fan, who was your team in the Premier League?
I used to support Arsenal.
There you go.
I still do, but I don't really watch it. I couldn't tell you a lot of the sort of the new players or anything. I haven't really watched English football for a long, long time now. So, but I still sort of keep an eye every now and then, just check scores.
I was actually told from my friend, because again I was in Europe for being stationed there in like 95 to 97, about the time that the Raiders were actually looking to get back to Oakland, and so I had that portion of my military time over there in England as a American football coach, and I was told then that Arsenal was the Raiders of the Premier League.
You could say that, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like I said, well, I said, tell me why. He said, well, because these guys are aggressive. They kind of cheat. They they do everything that they can in order to push the win in their favor. Plus, they have a cannon logo. I mean, which is kind of cool. It's an old time canning, and and their fans especially are known as being very what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, thuggish is not the correct word, but they're very aggressive as well. Well, now whereabouts is Arsenal?
That's in London, North London.
Okay, well then that makes sense, because I know North London is definitely not the Queen's favorite place, shall we say? That's where the hardcore, aggressive, hardworking, like in Oakland, it's the what do they call it? The hardworking men and women of the area. Scrabble, the folks that right, and that's North London too.
Yeah, there's definitely a few other teams, especially around London, that have a more aggressive name about them, let's say. Okay.
So you were an Arsenal fan, and then you said, you know what? Arsenal's cool, but I'm going to be a Raiders fan. So you've been a Raiders fan, you said, since 2004.
Yeah, that's correct.
Going on 16 years. Now, how old were you in 2004 when you first started being a fan?
Well, I've just turned 39, so that's going back some now.
Okay. About 25 or so?
Yeah, about 25.
Yeah. Okay. 39, huh? Wow, man. I wouldn't guess that. I mean, looking at that profile picture, and again, since you're a security guard, I'm thinking obviously very well maintained, stocky, good build, lifts some weights, could probably kick ass and take names at the local pub, So there you go, man. That's awesome.
Well, I think the only thing I really lift is the glass of rum to my lips.
Yeah, well, when I swear here, I do have my shot glass, and I do have my flask, so I gotta have my rum. Actually tonight, I still have a little bit of Grand Marnier left. I'm almost out of it. I might have to go to like some of the rum later on. In fact, I should have had the rum open. I apologize, man. I apologize to you. So
I just wanted to say I've seen Stacey. She's mentioned that I made her profile picture as well, and she's thanking me.
I was just going to mention Stacey, that. Yeah.
You are more than welcome at any time at all.
Now, obviously you're a security officer, but your adventures with graphics. What inspired you to be a really awesome graphic? You and Axel, I got to give you guys prop. Great graphic artists. How'd you get into that?
Thank you. To be honest, I've always been into art. My mum did a lot of artwork with me when I was young, and it's just carried on from there, really. Sort of dabbled with all sorts, from pencil to oil paint, acrylics, all the way through to, like you say, graphics like this. And yeah, I think the more you dabble and stuff, the more you can sort of really expand on what you think.
Now, do you do it as a sidelight for hopefully you get paid?
Oh no, this is just for fun.
Ah, well, I tell you, like I said, you definitely have the chops for it. So don't sell yourself short, because again, people are looking for great artists. So I would say, man, put it to use. Put it to use. Maybe make a couple extra bucks. I mean, I'm trying to make a couple extra bucks as a sports guy. When I hang up my profession of professional analyst for the government. So I'm hoping that maybe somebody will watch me. So maybe if they're watching this show and they say, hey, I like that dude, Captain Jack, because I think we can put him to use. And oh, by the way, the graphic artist that he's talking to has got a lot of skill. So make sure that you put that in your resume as well.
Well, and thank you very much for the compliments. Much appreciated.
You got it. Now, you say you're turning 39. Family, Paul?
Family, yeah. I'll say my wife, been with her about 16 and a half years now. She's also the SBA British secretary as well.
Oh, great.
Awesome. Both my kids, my son who's 10, Liam, and my daughter, Kaylin, they're both Raiders fans as well.
Great.
Can't say I'm putting it on them, but no, while I was in London watching it live, my wife and two kids were sat there watching it on TV as well.
So they didn't get a chance to go to Wembley with you?
It was at Tottenham's new stadium.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the last one. Yes. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to Tottenham, unfortunately. But, people are saying that the reason why we won was because I didn't go. Because the other two times I went in Wembley and we lost. So, hey, I want to go to Tottenham Hotspur, but maybe when the world gets a little bit better, I'll try to do the another UK run.
Well, if you do come over here, by all means, give me a shout. It'd be awesome to meet up with you.
Oh yeah. Now, I need to say, obviously you follow the Raiders. Now, is there a local, other than your SBA unit, how familiar are you with like these Silver and Black UK? They have the Scottish club up there, and I know obviously a lot of those guys, SB UK, SB Finland, the Scotland club. How often do you guys get a chance to go out and hang out amongst the whole Raider crew of UK as well as Europe?
I mean, personally, the game in Tottenham recently, that was my first ever live game that I went to watch. So that was a massive experience for me. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of the Silver and Black UK guys, and they're all really good. And I was hoping to meet up with them prior to that game, but unfortunately there was a few things that came up. So we prior to that game, so we got up to London a bit later than initially hoped. But yeah, I'm hoping next time that we can sort of meet up. I've spoken to Crusader Raider as well, and once things settle down, we're going to be meeting up for a beer at some point as well.
Outstanding. So yeah, Crew and I go back, and since you're my pirate alter ego in the UK, man, it's like when you go see Crew, I'll be there with your. I'll be there with you via spiritually. So you and Keith will have a good time, and Keith's wife is great people. Although I can't remember. I think she's a Dolphins fan, but he keeps that one. He keeps that one to himself. I know she's not a Raiders fan. Now Kelly Dagger Smith obviously is a Raiders fan, and his other daughter likes another team, but they are definitely a devout NFL class of folks. Now you said that you've only been to the Tottenham game. What are your
Yeah.
plans to come over to here when the world becomes a little bit more uh, down to earth or back to semi-normal? What are your plans to come over and visit us?
I've always planned to come over. One of my dreams is to come over and obviously see California, see where it all started. Go to Oakland itself. I've obviously there's certain people over there that I'd love to meet as well. I speak quite regularly with Ray Bear, really great guy. Got a lot of time for him. Alonzo, speak with him very regularly as well. So I'd love to meet with those guys. And obviously, if I do come out, I want to do it when there's a game on as well, so I can see it from that side of the park as well. Because over here, yes, it's a big game. The Tottenham Stadium held over 60,000 people. But as I'm sat in the crowd, there's people with every sort of shirt you can imagine. The 3 rows down from me, there were some Patriots fans.
That just ruins your whole day. And by the way, I'm reading the comments as well. No, I'm pretty sure it's Angela that's doing this. He has been to a Raider game. It was an Oakland game in Tottenham, and he was, I'm sure it's Angela. By the way, I didn't say that the Raiders cheated. Okay, yeah, I'm being misquoted. The Raiders of the '70s did everything in their power to overcome the standard rules of the NFL. You're not, the old expression is, if you're not cheating, you're not playing hard, or you're not playing up to your ability to win. So I never, ever, ever would call the Raiders cheaters. And by the way, and I apologize, Paul, but I was listening to the wonderful show that For Life Our Raider Story had with their radio interview with, I don't remember the name of the DJ that was on. Fantastic interview. Make sure you go and watch that as well. And the other thing is about when you said that you want to come out to California. Yeah, I figured it was Angela. I meant if you've never been to a game. Oh yeah, that is tragic. But I would never call the Raiders cheaters. And that's why I was. You're just getting it ready for me, Angela. I'm about ready to tee it up right there. If you go to Oakland, okay. Now, granted, unfortunately, the Raiders will not be there. But if you go to Oakland during the time where there's a baseball game, and they do have tailgates for the A's as well, make sure you go see Angela Pacheco and Mama Moon, Thor, because you're gonna get at least some of the experience or the wherewithal of a Oakland tailgate. It's unfortunate that it won't be for a Raiders game. But I see. I'm getting you set up there, Angela. I'm going to make sure that you're going to take care of Paul to show him what an Oakland tailgate is like. At least the ambiance, the food, the festivities, the alcohol, all that is there in the Oakland Coliseum parking lot while they're still there. Angela and Mama Moon and all the other rest of her crew, they will treat you right, and I'm sure that there will be others. But since Angela is a outstanding contributor here, I will definitely see. She said, "Come kick it with us." We did it big for A's games. There you go. You are squared away, Paul. You're ready, man. You are going to go. You're going to go to a tailgate with the Pachecos, and you can't beat that. You can't beat that with a stick. And she did say it was unfortunately it was tragic that you weren't able to go while the Raiders were there. I'm sorry, but the other thing,
it is heartbreaking, but
yeah, Now I will say this, and Ed Winchell says they do the same thing at Dodger Stadium. So if you're down there if you're down there with the Dodgers, and you get a hold of Ed Winchell, very good guy, good friend of mine as well. Get a hold of Ed Winchell, and he'll make sure that at Dodger Stadium, they'll do the same thing for you as well. We'll make sure that we treat you right over here. and
Definitely.
we'll make sure that you get the Oakland ambiance. Obviously, we don't know how long of a stint you'll be able to do that, but we'll get you squared away. And then if you ever want to come to real Disney, and I love saying this because it pisses off all the California people. Real Disney is Disneyland. No. Real Disney is Disney World. Okay. Disneyland was the original, but the bestest of all the Disneys is here in Orlando, Kissimmee. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Callie. We got you beat there. That's just the way it is. All right,
I
Paul.
just wanted to say hello to Ken because he's just flagged up as well. So
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Ken Kirksey. Yes, we got quite a few SBA in here tonight. Between was it Ken and Stacy Bernardo was in there, and also Becky Gutzler was. She was actually intrigued to possibly. Becky, look him up, man. Paul Craven, Raider
yeah,
Blackbird. He'll get you. He will square you away with some really good graphics. And the other thing is that Becky wears her lady pirate costume, so she has got some good pictures ready to go for you as well. In fact, we took some of the, I think it was either the very last game or the second to last game. We had our pictures of our pirate gear together, so you'll have a lot to work with. All the pirate crew will make sure. Obviously, NorCal Rick. Obviously, Amanda Bustos, Black Widow Raiderette. We should have a whole montage of pirate folks doing a picture together. That would be kick-ass.
that definitely would be. But yeah, if anyone wanted anything, by all means, just message me and I'll do what I can to help out.
Now, Paul, I got to ask. Obviously, you're a full-time Raiders fan. You work security. You got the family together. What else do you do? I mean, for fun. I mean, obviously, you talked about Arsenal, and you not that you're not the biggest Arsenal fan. I mean, you're still an Ars fan. But what else do you do for fun? With you, with the family, with friends. What does Paul Craven do when he's not being Raider Blackbeard?
When I'm not being Raider Blackbeard, I love obviously going out with my family, going down to the seafront, going for long walks, whether it be the woodland, seafront, cliffs, making little adventures with the family. I love reading. I'm a big Stephen King fan. I love watching films. Got a real thing for horror films, thrillers as well. I quite like the superhero films and stuff, so I've got quite a varied range, and I love my music.
There you go. You gave me two good ones right there. Great segues because I'm gonna hit you up on it in a good way. You talk about, because I love film as well. Okay, what are your top 3 movies of various genres that just come out at you? Say that, hey, I love these movies.
Oh, probably one of my first ones would have to be Psycho, the original. Absolutely fantastic film. The music, spot on. It just near perfect movie in my eyes. My favourite horror film. That's quite a tough one. Like I say, I'm a big Stephen King fan, so I would probably say something along the lines of It. I've got a real thing about Stephen King's work anyway, and It was the first book I read from cover to cover.
Now, when you're talking It, you're talking about the new iteration of It, not the Tim Curry one.
To be honest, I like both for different reasons. Obviously, I love Tim Curry's version, but the new one was a bit more sinister, and I kind of enjoyed it for that reason.
I'll have to watch it. Don't be blasphemous to the captain, but unfortunately, I have yet to see the new It and new It 2. I'm not a big fan of horror, and when it came out, not that this captain is a pussy by any stretch. It's not. It's just that I like drama. I like adventure. I like sports. I even like a rom-com as well. Horror to me, it's unsettling health wise, because there's some really sick shit out there. And yes, I will take a shot for swearing. I know that Angela's going to say shot, shot, shot. So yeah, I said when I swear I got to take a shot, and I will do it on camera so you guys will see me. But the horror genre is unsettling to me, even when I go back to being. I mean, I can watch some, but I really can't sleep sometimes because they have some really disturbed things. And my friend Tommy, who is here, my roommate down in Guantanamo, and he loves the horror films, and he would say, "Yeah, you got to see Insidious, and you got to see this, that," and I'm like, dude, I really don't want. Really don't want to see it. I really
enjoy films like I don't know if you've seen Seven.
Now, see, yes, Seven's wonderful because Seven is a horrific film. It's not a horror film, and it's a mind f. And I didn't say the word f. It's a mind f. And the way the acting is in it. A lot of times, the horror films to me are like schlock films with a bunch of gore and teenagers doing stupid stuff and getting. I mean, that's just unfortunate. And that's one of the reasons why, for the most part, I don't watch the genre.
Yeah, modern day horror films, especially since the likes of Saw and Hostel, they've become quite gratuitous with the blood and gore, so they've maybe gone a bit OTT. I like a lot of the sort of more original suspenseful films like Halloween, where you don't actually see him come in. It's more of the not knowing what's going to happen that really gets you more so than the shock and the gore.
Figured I'd do
Friday the 13th.
I'm doing my part here, doing some voiceovers as well to get everybody into the mood. And by the way, do you know that in the original Halloween, do you know what Jason's mask was?
Halloween's Michael Myers.
Oh, sorry, Michael Myers. Yeah, Jason is the guy on the lake with the hockey mask. I apologize.
Yeah, Camp Crystal Lake.
There you go. So yeah, apologies there. I knew what I wanted to say. Michael Myers. What? Do you know what his mask was?
It was Captain Kirk from Star Trek.
Yes, turned inside out. Outstanding, man. I wanted to make sure. See, this is why I enjoy hanging out with Paul, because he knows his stuff. And yes, I only have one shot. I said S, and I said the S, and I did, but I didn't say the F or the other stuff. So now, and also, Paul, you also said, and hello to Hollywood came in and Vicky came in. And see, Mike Gutzler even said as well, I don't like watching these new horror movies because too true. Real life has enough disturbing things going on. Amen to that. And that's probably one of the reasons why it was subliminal. But, there's so much stuff going on in the world today that I don't want to be, when I go see a movie, I want to be entertained, enthralled, and taken away from some reality into like somewhat of a happy land, okay, as a relief from the soul. And that's another reason why. Now, and for me, the thing that does that as well is music. And you mentioned music. What's your go-to music there, Paul?
I've got a very, very varied taste. I can listen to everything from hip hop to country to rock. Just depends what I feel like at any given time. What I do like is high energy music, so it doesn't really matter what genre it is, but if it makes you feel like you just want to get up and feel good, then it sort of ticks a box for me.
So what are we talking about as far as time frame? How far back do you go as far as like things that you like that think are, like, for example, to me, classic rock, I'll go back to late 60s, even mid 60s, like Yardbirds, The Who, obviously love the Beatles. I'm more of a Beatles guy than a Stones guy. I know that sounds a hip. You know, a lot of people are like, how dare you say that? But I'm just more of a Beatles guy than a Stones guy. I like the Stones. I love the Beatles. And you know, you got the Who and you got Led Zeppelin, and obviously I'm saying
the Doors, they were good.
Yeah, and but see, I like more of the British sound than I ever got tuned on to the American sound, and that's strange for me to say, but again, Yardbirds, Zeppelin, Who, I love Yes, you know, I mean, and Yes, with Anderson and their like the early '70s version of Yes, and then they got into so many different iterations of Yes, you know, Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe, and they came back as Yes, and then they had Chris Squire in it, and they had the other guy who was in the Buggles. So I love the iterations of British rock per se, and then I'm going to count AC/DC. I know that they're Australian. But I love AC/DC. It was the foreign sound, you know. And to me, actually, when I was growing up, AC/DC was the shit. And I will do another shot for that, so that's two. But, you know, I love the heavy, not heavy metal, but like the classic rock bleeding into like a rhythmic rock. So I go there.
I mean, obviously, in my household, we all love Queen.
Oh, yes. Love Queen, man. Freddie is the shit. Yeah, boy.
Freddie Mercury was just amazing. My wife is a big Queen fan, so I thought I'd best mention them.
Oh, yeah. Night at the Opera, Day at the Races, you know, Sheer Heart Attack, News of the World. Yes, folks, I'm not a poser. I actually had these albums, okay? So, you know, I love Queen. And in fact, I love the movie with Rami Malek playing Mercury at, you know, Bohemian Rhapsody. Love that. So, yeah, I mean...
No one's done the hoovering in their front room the same since that song came out.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm on about.
Yeah. Oh, and Jason throws up Elton John. You know, love Elton John. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Madman Across the Water. Oh boy. I mean, I like the older Elton John as well. But see, I loved Elton John with Billy Joel. You know, when I've seen them twice when they were together because I love Billy Joel, love Elton John. So we're all into music, and we got that as well.
I love people like Eric Clapton.
Love Clapton. Oh my God.
And love Prince. Genesis, like Vicky's just saying there.
Yeah.
Genesis, fantastic. Phil Collins is amazing. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I've got a very varied mix because I can listen from everything like that to going to listen to stuff like Tupac, Biggie, Nas, some of the rappers.
All right.
Well, I've got such a varied taste; it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and they were actually, if you were listening to the show I was talking about with For Life Our Raider Story, they were talking about how they had like almost a rumble in the parking lot, which was caused by music. I don't know whether it was a, you know, rap versus rock thing. I didn't quite hear that, everything that was going on. But, you know, Raider dichotomy, the diversity there is just, it's wonderful. Like I said, you can take the rock, you can take the heavy rap, you know, you can take the, you know, R&B. Obviously, you can take the Latino fusion and things along those lines. It's awesome. I love that we get a chance to do that here. And see, you picked the best team, obviously. You picked the best team because we have the best music. I mean, we have Metallica as one of the people that are, you know, literally our fans. And then, what's that? Just take a step back and breathe, Vicky. It'll fall into place. I'm not sure. I'm missing some stuff now. Oh, GNR. I like GNR, but not really. I mean, GNR started heavy, and they had a really good thing going on, and then they just had it just had a falling out. They actually just faded away too quick, but that's just the way it is. Now, since we went music, since we went film, now comes the meat. Okay, your favorite or most memorable Raider events. And then I can't put you down to who's your favorite Raider because that's just a BS question. Okay. When we talk about the Raiders, like I said, there are games and events that you wait a second. I'm going to have to hide that one, Jason. Jason said something. I want to make sure that it's not anything for against the Raider. I'm just going to hold it, Jason, just to make sure. Um, your favorite Raider experiences, because again, we're going to hook you up coming to the States. We can't wait to see you. We definitely want to obviously take you to Vegas, and it's going to be a different environment. But the Pacheco's, make sure you try to come earlier in the season when they're. And obviously, this might not be the year, but in a regular year, early in the season when there's still baseball going on, make sure you get on over there to see an A's game with the Pacheco's. Okay, Jason. I wasn't sure what you were talking about, so I had to hold a comment. So I wanted to be sure what it was, so I didn't want to cause any hate and discontent in the comments section. There you go. But we'll get you squared away. We'll get you squared away. Jason, love you to death, man. I got a $50 bet with Jason. We'll talk about that later. And by the way, have you seen baseball? Do you know about obviously baseball?
I'm not a big baseball fan purely because I haven't watched it. I can't say I like it or dislike it at the moment. I used to watch a lot of basketball in my younger years, so I'm a basketball fan as well, but not as big as the NFL.
Well, we will get you squared away, Jason. Yeah, I'm still waiting. Your most memorable Raiders and most memorable Raider events. I apologize. I didn't even let you answer the question.
No, it's okay. Obviously, I think everyone remembers the Tuck Rule game. Absolutely hate it. It's a tough one because there's been so many really good moments, especially in the past. I'm just hoping that some of them recent, like something more up to date, will come to fruition. We can all hope anyway. But that's quite a tough one, really. I was going to say maybe the favourite player would have been an easier one, but I don't know. You've really stumped me on that one.
Well, I apologize there, Paul.
No, it's all good.
Like I said, don't worry about the people that are commenting. This is me and you having a conversation, man. You talk about the Tuck game, which was memorable and depressing all at once. Okay,
definitely.
So what's your you got to have a favorite that gave you the bestest feeling inside.
I mean, personally, I'd have to go with my first ever game, just for the sheer excitement, watching Josh Jacobs jumping over their defence to score that touchdown. I lost my voice, literally, from that moment. Such an experience, such an exciting moment. And I say both myself and the British chapter VP, Carl Watson, he's also known as Raider Ragnar now. He was there with me, and just like I say, that experience, seeing it and putting us into the lead, it's something that won't ever leave me.
Well, we are going to do our best, my friend, to have you come over and experience the best thing that you could do, which is obviously a live Raider game in the States. Yeah. I'm hoping it's this year. I'm hoping it was this year. But
I mean, I won't be traveling for a little while until I know everything's settled down.
Right.
But I think like a lot of people, I'm trying to play it safe.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm even myself. I'm not doing anything until I know what's going on. By the way, I have to break in here. Ed Winchell, he didn't bet you. He was. I let him know. I let him know that you were looking for a similar bet but Jason never said, okay, I will take that on as well. I got I gotta be a that we I have a bet with Jason for it's $50 for Garret Cole. Okay, and there you go. No worries. Which is there it is. And oh my God, Angela, I'm very glad that you put that. I wanted to talk to you about that, and hopefully Angela will call in again. If you're not watching the For Life R Rater story, you're missing out. So there you go. We're going to get you squared away. We will. Let's put it this way. It might not happen this year, but you're 39. You're in good health. Obviously nothing is ever promised, but I'm hoping that we will make sure that we have an event where I can see you. You and I will take our pictures together. We'll have it with Amanda. We'll obviously get NorCal Raider Rick out there. Hopefully, Becky Gutzler will be out there with her costume, her costume. I wear a uniform, guys. I definitely say I don't wear a costume. I wear a garb. It's the captain's garb or the captain's uniform. So that's the way it is. And we got you your favorite game. Obviously, was the one you saw in Tottenham. Who's your favorite Raiders? A couple.
Oh, first off, I'd have to say probably Charles Woodson. Right from word go, he was there when I first started watching the Raiders. I think the way he approached the game on and off pitch, his work ethic, the way he played, it just blew me away. He's, even now I still follow him. So, yeah, I'd say Charles Woodson's definitely up there with my favourites, if not my favourite. I love Bo Jackson. There's so many. There's so many brilliant players in Raiders history. It'd be hard to really sort of narrow it down to just one or two.
Right, and that's why I always say there's a give me three. Three is a good number. I mean, because I said, well, even Tommy asked me. He said, hey, because Tommy actually got me a gift. My roommate from Guantanamo, and he got me a Raider jersey, and so I said, hey, I like it's like too many to mention, but he got me something good. He's a Hall of Famer, so I'm very happy about that.
Well, the two jerseys that I rock at the moment are Woodson and Jackson, so they're the two jerseys I've actually got at the moment.
Well, we'll make sure you got plenty of events to take them to. I'm hoping, obviously, we'll have some more to talk about here. I mean, and I want to make sure. Is there anything else you want to add to out for everybody out there? This is our conversation there, brother, and I really enjoyed it. But I want to make sure that if there's something that I might not have missed or that you want to put out there to everybody that's listening.
Anyone that's listening. Obviously, like you mentioned at the beginning of the show, I'm the president of the British chapter of the SBA. If anyone that lives in the UK wants to join up, by all means, get in touch. I'll be happy to talk to you, get you on board. Obviously, with the graphics as well, like you say. If anyone wants anything and you're a member of the SBA, or even not, I'll be more than happy to help if I can.
Yeah, and like I said, Paul and Axel Malone, I believe that's his last name, Axel Malone, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, Paul and Axel do fantastic work. So, and great SBA shipmates of mine. Wonderfulness. They go the extra mile. Because I even asked Paul. I said, and you see the graphic that he did for me. I said, hey, I want one of you separate, and then I want one of us, and then I was going to switch back and forth. But I'm a schmuck, and I personally apologize to you, Paul. I didn't get them put into the spread in time, so. That's my fault, man, and I hope you can you'll understand my apologies there.
Oh, that's not, no. There's no need to apologize. That's life. It's life.
Well, we did get it through you, and again, I want to thank you for staying up with us. East Coast time. I love the fact that you get a chance to do that. And obviously, you're always welcome here on the show, you and all your shipmates. Hopefully, we'll have more of the folks here that get a chance to call in via Skype, because this way it doesn't cost you the big bucks. And we can have the European fans. I said Tommy's over there. Tommy's a Vikings fan, and Kel is one of his shipmates who's a Vikings fan. And obviously, you got a lot of your crew, SBUK crew, the Scotland crew, there's just so many fans of the Raiders and everybody else, and we're all good people. And I definitely want to hear from you more often, man. I've enjoyed it.
Definitely. Once the virus hopefully disappears, we can all hope on that one. Once it's all calmed down, etc., I'm sure the SBA will be throwing a huge event. So hopefully we'll all meet at that as well.
Well, once we get things settled, man, you cordially invited. And if you're ever over here in my neck of the woods, and I tell people here, you got to come and see the Raider Room /studio. I'll make another what is it? I'll make another video for folks here. I got the brand new Raider. It's was it the light, like the standing light that's like kind of like a flag thing. I got that in the mail the other day. I put it up. It leans, though. That's the only thing that bothers me, is that it's kind of like on like a little bit of a tilt. But I guess you can't get it entirely to stand up straight. But I'm going to try. Hey, Paul, it's been wonderful, man. I appreciate you being here. And your best Raiderism out the door, shipmate. Great hearing from you.
Thank you very much. And everyone, stay safe. Obviously, it's scary times out there. So, yeah, just wear a mask, keep yourself safe, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side of it.
You got it. And again, always a pleasure to have you here. Paul, get some rest, man. And again, my best to you and the family, and enjoyed having you on.
Thank you very much. It's just gone 3 a.m, so I'm going to be more than happy to go to bed.
There you go. That's why I said I'm going to shut up so you can get some sleep.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you.
Thank
you for the opportunity to come on as well.
Oh, easy peasy, man. Great thing. You take care, and we'll see you on the next time you're available.
Definitely. Take care, guys. See you soon.
All right. Good night. That was
SBA for life.
There you go. And I'm glad he got that in there. That was Paul Raider Blackbeard Craven. Look him up on Facebook. Great guy. SBA for life. Like I said, got a lot of SBA in the house. And again, I say this, if you got some things that you want to make sure that you repping your club. Obviously, Silver and Black Alliance with Paul, Ken Kirksey, myself. I'm an SBA president. And there's a couple of, obviously, Stacy Bernardo. Love Stacy. She's awesome. And the rest of the crew, we got the Ladies of Darkness with Heidi and Angria and Jenny. I don't want to forget Jenny, although Heidi and Angria are in here. Obviously, For Life Our Raiders story. Vicky Orr and the, I want to, or is it the Black Pirates, Vicky? I want to make sure. I think it's the Black Pirates. Of there, Mike Serra obviously shouting in from Missouri. Ken Kirksey is also Silver and Black Alliance. So again, I will make sure that we shout you out. Jason Dean Hunter and his persona is in here. We got Hollywood. Jason Dean, I can't remember, and please don't shoot me. it's I can't, the name of your persona. Oh my God. I feel like it's the, okay, Justin, thank you, Heidi. I wanted to make sure I said that Heidi and Angria were still there. There you go. Hollywood for the Nation Booster Club out there. Hollywood's a member of that. Hollywood, make sure you get back with me about that email I sent you earlier about the other opportunity. See if we can do that. And we'll take care of that as well. Jason Dean, man, what the hell is your character's name? Oh, I got to do 2 shots. See, I almost forgot. So I did swear twice. It was I think it was 2 S's. So here it is. Here's the Grand Marnier. Little shot there. And there, here's shot 2. So I am caught up. I am caught up on shots. There we go. Ooh, the burn. I love the liqueur. By the way, while we got a couple things. Today I had on my mask. I had on a mask that is very similar to this. Love this mask. I say very similar to this. It was exactly like this, but I lost it. I had it on my face. I went to Steak and Shake and had a oh my God, I got to go to Steak and Shake tonight. I have to do that after this because I have a free milkshake that I have to. It expires today. So and they said that because I was going through at the time when they had the specials, or it was like the half price special. So they said that I couldn't do it then. So I got to go back to Steak and Shake. But anyway, I had my mask on and I took it off, and then it was I don't know what the hell happened to my mask. Do not know what happened to my mask. So very bad day there. There you go. And Mama Moon's in the house. We have been camp. Okay, thank you there, Hollywood. I appreciate that. No, I'm not gonna go drive. The Steak and Shake is right up the street, and hopefully that will be the only 2 shots I have. And as you can see, line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. If you want to do Skype, there it is, Captain_Jack_Rackham. And what I'm going to try to do and see if it works, I don't know if it will work. But, and I go over to Facebook, there is a boatload of people on Facebook. A boatload of people on Facebook, and I'm hoping now. Stacy Bernardo came over. Ed Winchell came over. But I'm looking at these names, and by the way, if you know these people, I'm gonna say their names. Let them know. Say, hey, you went to the feed, but you didn't go to the show. So if you know these people, Chris Lance Sanfilippo, Josie, Heidi came over as well, Hector Figueroa, Lee Weber, Russell Giambrone, and he's in my neck of the woods, Russell. Stacey Bernardo came over, Pamela Fremau, one of my Vegas ladies, Josie Carrillo, Ed Winchell came over, Raider G was on Facebook, Ronnie Carlos, Johnny Branson, Richard Angeles, Fred Lujan, Leo Soroy, Miranda Valdez, Diana Hart, SBA member as well, Michael Fornerado, and of course Paul Raider Blackbeard Craven. He was on. He came over. Angela Pacheco was over there on Facebook and then came over here on YouTube. If you know these people, say, hey, thank you for being on Facebook, but come on over to YouTube. Line is open, 813-699-0834. We are here. Thanks, Anna. I am wearing my Molosso's. Bandana for my lady Nana. Love Nana. She's awesome. Let me see. What camera am I on? I'm on here. Love the card. So the Molossos of Arizona. Love the Nana Gaiton. I want to make sure I pronounce that correctly. Good night there, Paul. You went over to kick people off. Whatever works, man. Whatever works. Okay. Go over and say, come here. we got 16 watching, which is nice. We want to make sure we have more. And here's the thing: if you're here, ooh, what is this? Saving Silverman and some hotties wearing barely nothing. I don't know what. Oh, good, you didn't see that because of the camera that we had on. There you go. Good night, Paul. Let's change cameras. Saving Silverman's on. That's a decent film, and we'll put that on the background screen so you guys can see it. And that's not the right thing. Is that the right camera? No. Why is that not working? I do not know. All right. First call of the evening. Angela Pacheco is in the house. How you doing there, sweetheart? Thanks for coming over. I love that interview, by the way. Love that interview that you guys did. It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Hey, thank you. I hope you had a chance. Oh, you had a chance to listen, obviously. I hope everyone else did. If not, we did film it as well. So we're going to put it on our YouTube channel and have a live discussion because I don't.
Houston Steve, you're going to have to call back.
Already.
No, and I'm trying to get over to I'm trying to get over to the main page so that I have a camera on. That's my large screen thing, and is it there? I'm having some camera issues tonight. There we go. We'll have to go with this. 1 second there, darling. I'll get rid of that.
No worries.
Transition. There we go. Okay, now you just see a big ugly mug, so you don't have of me, baby, because you're beautiful. You're beautiful. I don't have your picture up, just the salty pirate, and this way it makes people not call in per se.
So there it is.
There you go. So there we go. I actually got the YouTube note for the first time in a long time. So thank you there, Ken. I'm glad for that. And always a pleasure. And I know that you had asked me yesterday, said, when are you on again? And I made sure that you were here. And you hit me up for your show. I loved it. Now, what was the name of the Shugs? Who was the guy that was the interviewer?
His name is Baby Lungs, and his internet radio station is Public Circus Radio.
Okay. It was interesting. I loved it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. It was real raw, and I know it aired twice yesterday, and both times while it was airing, people were messaging me with kind of their reaction. We also filmed it. We missed it. We filmed it. We're going to put it on YouTube channel, and we're going to set it as a premiere to live chat as well because it seemed like people had a lot to chime in. And it wasn't even a live chat situation, but people kind of took it upon themselves, which actually ended up being really fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. And so I'll let you know when that happens.
Sure. I wasn't. I obviously it was a recording, and I was on my phone at the time, so I went out, or I should say, we went out to P.F. Chang's last night, and normally when we go to, and no, that's not a Mark Davis joke. Okay, I wasn't setting anybody up for a Mark Davis joke. We went out to P.F. Chang's, and normally when we get out of P.F. Chang's, I have like an extra entree, and we have a lot of leftovers, but we were starved, man. I only had a very little bit of stuff left over. So when you hit me up, I had just left P.F. Chang's, went over to the Cheesecake Factory for a large pineapple upside down cheesecake. I don't eat the food at the Cheesecake Factory. I really don't like it, but I love the cheesecake for obvious reasons. So I'm listening to your story, and I have to have my phone up very loud, or I won't be able to hear it. And people are, yeah. And God forbid if I had to do any of the shots for the things that or the words that were flying, and I was just looking around, I was like, and of course I had on a couple of my Raider things, and I'm thinking like, oh my God, it's like here's the stereotypical, you
That
know,
was mostly Thor. I will say that was mostly Thor. Actually, almost all Thor.
it was mostly Thor, but you know, Thor is Thor, and he's genuine, and
Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun. And Matt Marinovich, and this is the reason why I wanted you to call because you made the comment. Now, they didn't take the last because I paid already, and the reason why I paid.
yeah. So here's the thing. So we did ours in payments because they did not make us like pay any interest fees or anything. So we were like, why not? Let's just take the option.
Right.
And then I think the last payment was originally supposed to be March or April or anyway, sometimes towards the beginning of the year when all this COVID like initially happened.
Right.
They bumped it. They said, let's kind of wait till things get back to normal. And then today I get an email saying, I forget what it said exactly, but like due to the uncertainty of the 2020 season, we will not be taking your final payment tomorrow. And like, that's a huge red flag. If they're not taking our money, and I was having this conversation yesterday, I was like, it feels weird paying for something that they're probably going to end up having to reimburse us for.
Right. Right. And oh, by the way,
so with them said, yeah,
go ahead.
With them saying, we're not going to take your money, it to me, it's a kind of an early event, one of the very early signs of, the season potentially being canceled for real. Like, we all know that's an option, but this is getting real.
Yeah. Like they say, it's getting real, yo. It's for reals. And because we have to have a gratuitous booby shot, I got my booby what do you call what do you call the thing that I wear? Not the lanyard. My swag, I got my booby swag here. So there is this is the X-rated shot I got here. I gotta have my boobies. So there we go. So there because we didn't have any boobies in the movies that were going on, although there was like chicks scantily clad, and I know that you were talking about it before, and of course Becky chimed in and Vicky. I had to have my boobies for the girls because it wouldn't be a good show without saying that Captain wasn't having his boobies. So, and she's hot. I mean, this is definitely a Raiderette. This is definitely a Raiderette. Anyway, going back to the important stuff, which is money, Raiders, and season tickets. The reason why I paid for my season tickets already was because when I first figured out that you can't sell your tickets until they're your tickets. So
right.
I paid the money a while back in order to put them up for sale. And I'm like, okay, so they're up for sale. And I was talking to Coach Muddle, and like I said, Coach Muddle and I do a show, and great guy. I enjoy doing it with Coach Shuttle. Titty beads. There you go. Thank you there, Becky. Becky. Yeah, it was Becky. Got to have my titty beads. Anyway, with Coach Muddle, I told him, I said, hey, I had to have these up for sale because I'm not going to be able to go most likely. But by the same token, I want to make sure that I offer them up. And I put my tickets up for about what what the area around me is putting theirs up for. I'm not out to gouge. We had this conversation from the thing I had the other day. I said, listen, minimum is going to be like $750 to $800 minimum. 2 tickets down low for $750, $800, which is what?
Each, right? You mean each?
No. As a package, $750 to $8. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to sell my uppers and upgrade to your lower seat.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Now I said that's minimum. Now you get the big games. And see, that was what by going through the game. Like I think there's like a really crappy game in there. I can't remember what it was, but the crappy game. That was what the crappy game was. I looked today and I told Coach. I said, Coach, this is my section. I don't know how much I sold them for. I said I looked around and I got a price based upon what people were selling them for. And
Yeah.
I think that my Buccaneers tickets are like for a pair are like 4,500, which is
Oh
like
yeah, that was one of the opener and the Bucks game were I think the two highest
yeah,
selling
yeah.
games.
And I said I'm not out to screw somebody. I'm just trying to figure out a price that's where I'm not underselling them. But
Yeah.
you
Now
know,
let me ask you because I knew about you couldn't sell them before, and that was going to be my main motivation to pay them also.
yeah,
But then I was told that if at Ticketmaster, if you sold them, you weren't actually going to get paid until the game actually happened, and then
that's
you have to
true.
get reimbursed. And
That's
on
true.
StubHub, like they were having lawsuits about not even providing a reimbursement and things like that. So I shied away from it because it all just kind of seemed like a nightmare to deal with until things were certain.
Well, we do got Coach Muddle in here, and like I said, folks, if you're not watching Coach Muddle and me, you're missing out because we do talk sports. We talk sports here, but Coach has some great stuff up, so make sure you watch him over on YouTube as well. And he's giving out a gift card when he gets to 50. I think it's like a $25 gift card. So go over to Coach Muddle on YouTube and sign up publicly, just like you do here. Going back to the sports. What I would say what is pissing me off is if I spent my entire what I was supposed to and paid up my season tickets, and I think my season tickets, I want to say for two, I think they're about $4,000 something. I think it's like $4,000 for two. I'm estimating. Okay, if my season tickets are paid up and then they say we don't owe you any money.
Ooh.
Oh, you done? I have to ask for a free one on this one. You done fucked up with the you done fucked up with the wrong pirate, okay? Because I pay my season tickets and I have no problem paying the season tickets. But if you're not going to reimburse me for games that are with no fans in the stands, then all I ask, and what I think is fair, is that you apply my payment for this year to next year, motherfucker, because I'm not spending $4,000 for nothing. And I will do a quick shot for that one right out of the flask.
I think that's what they'll end up doing is transferring it for the next season. But I mean, I feel like, especially for the people that pay top dollar for PSL, they should be like compensated in some way, or we all should be compensated in some way. A ticket is one thing, but I mean that's whatever. That's not good enough, I guess you can say, in my opinion.
Okay, well, and I think Watts came in. Watts, Raider, love you, brother. Thank you for being here. Jared's in the house. We didn't have our Pittsburgh report yet, and we'll have that after Angela's off the phone. Don't call yet, Jared, because I know he'll call. But I wanted to hear from you about that, is the fact that you were talking about the fact that they didn't take money. And, and I heard on your show, and this was funny. It's like Mark Davis don't know shit about shit. I know it was Thor that said it, but I love the way that you kept saying it.
I'm going to make a t-shirt that says that with his goofy-ass mug on it.
Mark Davis don't know shit about shit. That's funny. Oh, I will do a quick flash shot on that one. So there you go. Old school drinking.
Him running around, being the one vote that didn't want, the advertisement or something, and then the headlines making it look like, our owner's this badass who, is sticking up for the fans and the black hole. Don't let him fool you. He's sticking up for his pocketbook, because I guarantee you if he has to pay back $10,000 PSL times however many seats there are, it's probably a bigger loss than a couple swooshes on a banner. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and that's why I said when I'm selling my tickets for face value plus a percentage of my PSL for each ticket, because my PSLs were like $21,000. I don't mind saying that. $21,000 for two tickets down low, okay? So I have to accrue that money back. I paid that already. I didn't do the allotment thing. I paid it up forward so that I don't have to worry about continuing to pay. I mean, it was a bitch. It was like 6,500 or 7,000 a pop over 3 years, 777. But it's paid up. So I'm paid, and I want to start getting some of that money back. So that's why my tickets will be face value plus a percentage of the PSL plus I will call it a kick it fee, which is you're going to kick it in my seats, and I'm going to get paid for it. But I'm not out to gouge. But I still want to. I got to make my money back. I got to make my money back.
That was the main, one of the main reasons, we decided to go with the season tickets in Vegas. It was to quite honestly make a profit when we were not able to go, because now that they're in Vegas, obviously we're not going to be at every home game,
Right.
I mean, I know there's some fans that are, but for me, it's like, yeah, I'm going to go to a couple, and then I'm going to cash in.
Yeah, and I also want to make sure that I'm probably now again. I was flying from here to Oakland, and I was averaging 7 home games. Okay, I was averaging 7 home. I didn't do the preseason, but the 7 of the 8 games, right? Plus, I was going to other places. Now, with Vegas being Vegas, I'm probably not going to go to all the games in Vegas, but I'm going to at least half of them. So, figured there should be maybe 2 or 3 games that I will have available for sale. Not because I don't want to go, but because A, they're expensive and I'd like to start accruing some money back. But B, I want people to be able to pay me for money. And by the same token, if people understand that I'm not out to rake them over the coals, and I'd rather sell them to friends as long as they know what the stipulations are, they're going to sit in some really good seats. And I saw Watts saying it, and I agree with you, Watts. You can see things from on high. You really can. But I saw the view from where I'm sitting, 6 rows up, corner end zone, unobstructed, so I can see the field and I can see the big scoreboard that's there, and it's practically an unobstructed view. And that you can't beat that for a lower level seating, because I sat in the black hole, and you can see only so much when when it's in front of you. I love the camaraderie of the black hole. Yes, ma'am.
It takes a special skill to be able to understand what's going on the field and know what you're seeing in the black hole. You've kind of got to squat down at points. You kind of got to stand on your tiptoes at point. You might have to stand on the chair, but it's a very fine skill to really follow football from the black hole.
I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm also reading what Watts is saying. He said Watts is saying, Jack, it's called busting them over the head. And I get what now when I saw you and Mama in the hole, you're up a little bit. You were like that first row in that area behind the promenade, correct?
Well, that's probably where you saw us. I'm not sure that's where our seats are.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's where I saw you. And again, and by the way, thank you for even putting me in that conversation. You said, yeah, we saw people that we didn't even know who the hell they were until later on. And then we said, yeah, I saw them already. So, and I'm listening intently. I said, they saw me last year. They saw me last year at the last game. Yeah, Captain Jack. And I'm like, yes, they mentioned me. I was so happy. So, but yeah, and I was listening to that. I said, man, that's awesome. They actually mentioned me by name. But it's true, because you meet people and you don't know them until you see pictures later on and yeah, I did meet this person. So I'm happy that you and Mama Moon called in. We got about half. You know what? Screw it. I don't have to work tomorrow. So if you guys want me to do a 3-hour show, I'm going to do a 3-hour show tonight. I have nothing else to go on, and I'm normally up anyway. So I would say we only have a half an hour. F that. We're gonna have a show as long as we have people that want to call in. Let's put it that way. There we go.
Yeah, you could butt me and get on to the next guy. I know we've been chatting for a while, so it's all good.
Well, I would never hang up on my lady, baby. I would never do that. And I would never gratuitously throw boobies in the face on my booby bead while you were on, but because that's just what I did too. But
They were all up in my face.
they weren't quite up in your face. I didn't put them right into the camera. But I'm having fun tonight. I got my booby beads with me, and thank you, Becky. I'll have to try to remember that. Angela, Anna, love you ladies. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for giving your viewpoint. I want to make sure that people knew, because I was looking, I'm saying, what the F is going on with the fact that they didn't take this money? And like you said, that's not a harbinger of a good sign there. That's not a harbinger of a good sign.
Not at all. I mean, again, I'll be out there regardless. We've got the flight and everything settled, so I'm going to be out there if they're playing, if even without fans, because I think it's going to be interesting to document. It's going to be history one way or another.
Right. It's
going to be either the first home game, which is obviously going to go down in the history books, or it's going to be this first game with no fans, and I'll also be rocking outside. I'll set up a little tailgate right in front. Don't even trip.
Now, I will say this, and this is an entirely surprise. This is the first time I'm admitting this, but I had a conversation with a beautiful young lady yesterday who shall remain nameless, and she and I were IMing back and forth, and there was some conjecture. She goes, "We'd like for you to officiate at our wedding." And I'm like, cool, because I did that for my stepdaughter. I actually was the minister. I didn't have a beard at the time. I looked a lot different. Militarized, with no facial hair and, a military haircut and shorter hair. I look good. I'll say that. I look good. I admit it. But she put forward the idea of me officiating at her wedding. And I'm like, wow, I would love to do that. And then I said, well, when are you planning to do this? And she says, well, the Seattle, or not Seattle, the New Orleans game. And I'm like, oh, opening night. And I'm like,
nope.
And I'm saying that if it comes to fruition, and this is obviously the most important part for me, if it comes to fruition and I have some sort of feeling that maybe the COVID is better and I can keep people away, I won't go inside the stadium. In fact, I might not be able to go inside the stadium. There might not be any fans. But I would be apt to come out there knowing that A, it's for her wedding, and B, you all already said that you were going to be at the first game. I will try, and here I'm here. There are my hands. Okay, you can. What camera are we on? We're on this camera. I am not crossing fingers. Okay, I am not crossing fingers. I will. Okay, actually, my thumbs were crossed, but not deliberately. Okay, here. There you go. They're not crossed. Okay, I am not crossing fingers. I will try my utmost to be out. Excuse me. To be out there with everybody, because I want to be there for the people, and hopefully it'll happen, but I can't promise, and I'd love to do that.
Yeah, we'll see. It's crazy to think like this is supposed to start next month.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah, I mean we're 6 weeks away now, and they're saying we don't want you to pay for your tickets. So
yeah, wow. It's hopefully we'll have some more people that will chime in. We got a good crowd in the house. Obviously, Mama Moon's doing the commenting. Watts is commenting. Mike Gutzler, thank you for that information. Raider Nation Explosion 2 has finally been postponed. And I say finally because they didn't do that for a while. So that event, which is a very high event, when that event gets postponed, that's something as well. Raider G's on the line. Angela, I love you. Love you, Mama Moon. Love you, Angela. I'm going to go to Raider G.
All right, thank you. And thanks, Paul. You should subscribe to our channel. Woo-hoo!
Yeah, go to For Life, our Raider story. I'll make sure I put him over. For Life, our Raider story. I hate hanging up, but I don't want to lose Raider G. For Life, our Raider story. If you're not there, you're wrong. Let me say that again. You're wrong if you're not watching For Life, our Raider story. You're wrong if you don't subscribe to Watts Raider. Raider Homer, get over to see Raider Homer, okay? T3, the sports guy. Great entertainment here on YouTube. You're on YouTube now. You're watching it. Go watch us, and we'll do the right thing. And we got Raider G on the phone. Raider G, I'm glad you came over here. You actually got the word to come over from Facebook. Thank you, sir.
Whack 'em, stack 'em, crack 'em. It's the number one man on the radio show.
I like that.
Jack 'em.
Rack 'em,
You
stack
are
'em,
the
crack 'em. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Normally when I log on to Facebook and I see you on Facebook, I just immediately go to the YouTube page. I don't even try to listen to the conversation. Because I know that's where you are. But man, you are on fire tonight. And let me tell you something. I really enjoyed the conversation between you and Angie. She sounds pretty cool.
She's wonderful. And again, have you seen her stuff for Life, Our Raider Story? It's great stuff.
No, I haven't. I haven't at all.
Go over there. Please do, because it's worth the time. It's Angela and her mom, Mama Moon. There's Q. There's Thor, who is the. If you think I have a potty mouth, I held nothing up against the Thor. And then there's Dion, who is the fifth Beatle, shall we say? Since we were talking music earlier, you got Dion in there. Make sure you go see them. And you'll enjoy all the things that they have there, G. And like I hate bringing it. I mean, technically, oh no, it's not quite the 4th because tomorrow is the 3rd. Tomorrow is the holiday for the 4th. But technically, we're supposed to be happy. We got a holiday. It's the independence of our great country. And I say that again. I'm not doing a political ad. I'm telling you straight up. We have the greatest country in the world. It's not infallible. It's not perfect. It needs things to improve. But I will tell you this. In this country, you can protest for things to get better. In other countries, you do that shit, you're in fucking jail. And I'm not going to take a shot for that because that's just true. That's just true. Or you're shot. You're shot or in jail. You ain't doing that. Greatest country in the world. We can make it better though, and I think we can.
We can make it better, and you're a military man, so I mean you have I don't even think I've even said this to you before, but I thank you for your service. I know you've heard it millions of times, but you're right. This country does have some issues, but I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I don't know what. I'm not even interested in finding out what living somewhere else is like. So the thing is that, you're right. I just hope that the second part of this year is much better than the first half. It's been a rough 6 months, but hey, I'm just ready for some Raider football. And just to piggyback off of the conversation that you were having with Angela, I'm coming out to Vegas, Captain J, and I would love to see you. I may go to the game, I may not, but that place is going to be off the chain, man. Whether you go to the game or not, Vegas is going to be the happening place on the map that weekend. So, I would love to see you. I would love to hang out with you. I would love to take shots with you. I mean, I know it's been a while since I've hung out with you, but man, I bet you we can have a. Hey.
I tell you, man, if I get into a shot contest. I can honestly say I don't remember the last time I was piss drunk. I remember that when I went to England, my first weekend in England when I was in the Navy there, I went to a party with the people at my new command, and I had to take a taxi home because I couldn't drive, and I don't recall. I mean, I know the expression "buzz driving" is drunk driving. I get it. If you're buzzed, you're drunk. But I'm talking about pissed, so effed up that you are slobbering as gee, buddy, you're awesome. And I can hiccup just like they do at the bar. And I do this because I've been a bouncer for years. I can talk 3 o'clock in the morning. That's the 3 o'clock in the morning talk. Hey, baby, You're awesome. I want to take you home. That's 3 o'clock, man. I know what that sounds like, but I have
Oh,
not been that drunk in, I don't remember, because I don't
yeah.
drink a lot. But if I was at that event, and as long as I knew that there was going to be some young lady making sure I made it home to wherever I was staying, if I was in a room or if I'm staying with Don Webb, Don Webb and his wife, and what? No, Hot Neil, yeah, not yet, brother, not Hot Neil. Love you to death. I got to get this out, but as long as I knew that I was ready to go, I will drink. I'm not a drinker, but if I'm going to drink and I'm going to get pissed, blackout drunk, I'll drink some good stuff. And I don't remember the last time that was. So you guys would probably see Captain Jack in a environment that I'm not used to. But if you're going to do there, and if I'm there, G, that's the thing. I don't know whether I'm going to be there because I have to feel like I will be available and I'm not going to come to an environment that I can get sick. I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
I totally get it. I totally understand. You
Yeah.
know, it's I'm not even 100% sure that I'm going to go. I mean, I have the days off. I have the hotel room booked and everything. Haven't purchased my flight yet, but you know, but as of right now, it looks like that I'm going to be there.
Yeah, I
You know,
hope.
whether I go to the game or not.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? I love you for it, and I will be so jealous, and so happy at the same time. I will be so happy with everybody being there if I'm not there
Yes,
because I will be there in spirit, and I'm hoping
yes,
that people open up their cell phones and they take Facebook live videos and they tag me in them or they call me on the phone or they call me in Facebook and whatever they can do. Maybe one person's doing a live and then the other person's calling me. And by the way, I'm going to try to do where people can. I'm going to see if people can call me on Facebook while we're on the show, and if they can hear you, then I have another means of communication for people that are calling in. I don't know if it's going to work, but I want to have that camaraderie with folks. I'm just not sure if I'm going to be there, and I will be so upset. But I have to stay safe. And the other thing is that I haven't been cleared to go back to work yet. We were thinking that maybe things would get better and in July I would be back at work. I'm not back at work yet. So
right,
until
right.
that happens, I can't. I mean, the farthest I can go around here is my house, the grocery store. Brandon has several restaurants which I go to and do that. And the base to pick up my medicine. I went to pick up my medicine today. That's it.
Yeah,
That's 25 miles from here to my house from my house to the base is 25 miles and back. That's a 50-mile round trip. That's my leash, man. I can't get out of this area because if I
wow,
do, I'm basically, putting myself up for debilitation action that can be taken by my employer. Not that they would, but I ain't gonna chance it. I got a job.
exactly.
I got a
Right,
job.
exactly. I feel you, man. Another thing I liked about your show tonight, and I'll be brief because I know you got other callers calling in. You were making me hungry, man. You were talking about PF Chang's
Yeah,
Cheesecake Factory and Steak and Shake, and I'm like, man, he is lighting it up today,
man,
taking shots.
I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie, man. Like I said, I haven't had the last time I had PF Chang's other than last night, because technically the last time I had PF Chang's was last night. But the last time I had it before last night was New Year's Eve. We went out to PF Chang's, and so
Okay,
it had been 6 months since I went to PF Chang's, and so I hadn't had it. And then I had Steak and Shake on the way in today because I had to go to the base, and I went to try to get my milkshake.
I,
I'm going to try to get my milkshake before the coupon expires.
I love
And
that place,
I love Steak and Shake, man. And
man.
then what else? What else? Oh, and I had to eat my
Cheesecake Factory.
cheesecake. Oh my God! I had the choice of either doing the pineapple upside down cheesecake or the dulce de leche, which I love as well. The dulce de leche cheesecake, which is the caramel. I love it, but I
Oh
wanted to
my
get
gosh.
I wanted to get both, but the dulce de leche only comes in like the 7-inch, And then the pineapple upside down cheesecake, which I got, was like the 9-inch, which was larger. That was like $57 for the whole thing, right? And then the other one, the dulce de leche in like the 7-inch, that was like $38. You're talking about what, like close to $100 for for 2 cheesecakes? Now, granted, it's
Wow.
going to last you a while, and we put it in the freezer. So when we want it, we'll just pop out a piece, let it thaw for about 2 hours. Then when it gets thawed, you throw some extra caramel and chocolate on it. Man, you are sitting in
Woo.
wonderfulness,
Man,
wonderfulness.
hey, you know what, Captain J? Hey, quality has a price tag, brother. And you know
Yeah.
what? You only live once, so it's not like you eat it every day. So enjoy it.
Well, technically, I might be eating it every other day, but yeah, I'm not eating it every day. You're true. You're true. Hey, G
Hey,
man, love
yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you for calling in, man. And I like get those people when you see that, like, and made the thing. Please come over. Please come over. Please come over. Get the people over to YouTube because I want folks over here because it's a great time had by all. We're all family over here, and it's great.
Right. And you know what, Captain J, and I'll say this and I'll let you go, but you know what? Your show is so magnetic. When people see you on Facebook, it's kind of hard to just go away from one platform to the next. So probably if you just advertise it on Facebook, like just go over to YouTube and you don't stream it or anything, you would probably have more viewers coming over to YouTube as opposed, because once they see you on Facebook and they see you talking and you interacting with all of the callers or whatever, it's kind of hard to leave that place. But I've been conditioned to get my butt over to YouTube, so I see you talking, I'm moving. But that's just me.
It's Pavlovian, and I tell you that. Well, thank you. We got you conditioned, and I appreciate that as well. For the ladies in the house, we're watching Saving Silverman, and the scene that we have on right now is Steve Zahn, the actor, who is on his back with his legs flipped up in the air so that his ass is in the air and his knees are kind of like, as close. He's trying to suck his own dick. Let's just say
Oh
that.
wow,
That was the scene.
Too much information for me.
I'm just saying, man. I looked up and I'm like, what? I'm glad that you guys can't see that. I'm sorry for the ladies. He was trying to do something, I mean, definitely. The old George Carlin joke when he's talking about the dogs.
I love George.
When it's like you reach over and the dog is licking his balls. And the funny thing is like, yeah, just like this. I said, hell, if I could do it, I'd never leave the house, man. And it's true. If you could do that, you probably wouldn't. I'm just saying, man, it's a joke, but seriously, it's better to have somebody else do it for you, of course. Right. But if you're a dog and you can do it, why not? You're a dog. It's part of being a dog. There you go.
Oh, me. Hey, man, you take care of yourself, man, and good hearing from you, and love your show.
Hey,
thanks
again, G. Always good hearing from you. We'll be on Sunday, too, and hopefully you can get over when you can.
Okay, buddy.
All
take
right.
Care.
All right, take care.
Right.
Bye-bye. That's Raider G, man. Love Raider G. He's awesome. And I'm sorry if that went like really sideways real quick. And it's not the shots. I would do it whether I had shots in me or not. It's just funny. And there we go. Oh, good. Somebody's calling in. Who's calling? Okay, it's Hot Neil. Hot Neil, how you doing, brother? I apologize because we were in the middle of a conversation, so I didn't want to go away. Houston, Steve, wait a second, Steve. Wait a second, and we'll do that. And actually, of course, I got a text message too, so I got a lot of things going on. What's going on with you, Hot Neil? How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. I just called to say hi to you guys. And when you mentioned the cheesecake you were eating, you remind me 2 years ago I went to Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's put this. I ate my dinner and the last piece of cheesecake I choked on it because it was so delicious. I was drinking water to make sure it go all the way down to the throat.
You said you were choking on it?
Yeah, because have you ever been to Cheesecake Factory? You seen those big pieces of cheesecake they give you?
Well, I was gonna say now I buy now if you buy the individual slices, right?
No,
They're like $7 or $10 a pop, right?
no, this one.
It's actually more economical for you to buy a cake, bring it home, and then use it when you need to, and
Right,
you
but
save money that way.
no, but I didn't eat a whole cheesecake. I baked the slice. They don't give you a little small 6 inches or 10 inches. They give you like at least like a 16 or 17 inch cheesecake real fast. It gets you like the last piece would choke you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it will. But you definitely have to have a drink with you.
So anyway, no, I just got to say hi to everybody and to tell you if I was not and you're too last night or any of this past week, I apologize. It's just that I was in the hospital.
No, buddy. When we don't hear from you, we just keep you in our thoughts. We know that you have various health conditions, so we know that if we don't hear from you, we just keep it in the back of our minds and keep prayers to make sure that Hot Neil is doing okay.
Yeah, well, Tuesday morning around 7 o'clock in the morning, I got out to get something, my medicine, and I felt like, oh damn, I forgot the pharmacy is closed. So when I'm coming back, I got hit by a car and almost got run over.
Ooh. Okay.
So I apologize to all of you that I'm sorry I didn't came over.
No, man, don't apologize. You gotta take care of yourself.
So I'm doing okay. There's didn't follow broken bones or nothing. I'm okay.
That's the important thing there, Hot Neil.
So I'd like to apologize because I want to be 100% honest and I'm start reading the past to the present. But I'll start hanging out with 81, if you understand the number 81.
What was this about the number 81?
You used to be with them.
Okay,
I remember,
I know Tim Brown was 81. Is that you're talking about Tim Brown?
no. I'm talking about somebody who does the same show as you, but he goes by the number Cousin Charlie 81.
Okay, and who is this
You got
person, Hot Neil?
Commissioner 81.
Oh,
Reaction.
yeah. Okay. And what about the commish?
I don't follow them no more.
Well, you can tell by my reaction.
Well, you know mine too already.
Yeah, I don't want to badmouth other people.
No, me either. But something happened, and this takes
Yeah.
between you and me. But I don't want to say nothing to the fan or the people that are here. But I don't follow them no more.
Well, I think as long as you keep in good stead, man, you'll be good to go.
Yeah, that's why I came to your show, and that's why I love your show because I can call your show anytime, make a comment about the Raiders or there's something else that does not have to do with the Raiders.
You got it, man. Yeah, well, just like Angela was saying, and this is a direct quote. Cheesecake, dog balls, and doll boobies. Where is this conversation gone? You don't get conversations like this, in other things. And we'll talk about sports, but if we don't have to talk about sports, we'll talk about whatever we got going on. Hey, Hot Neil, thank you for calling in. You take care of yourself, and we'll always keep. And Angela's sending her love to you as well. You be well, brother.
Thanks, Angela. I will, sir, and thanks to everybody. Where's Angela on Facebook or here? And YouTube.
Hey, go follow. I know you're following me. Follow For Life, our Raider story as well.
Who?
For Life. That's where Angela is. Angela and Mama Moon. For Life.
Okay.
Our Raider story. That's what you see in the tagline in the comments. Make sure you search for them. Yeah.
Follow them.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell them I want to follow them right now.
There you go, Angela. You got another follower with Hot Neil. And he'll do there. You still there, Hot Neil? Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, hey.
I'll be there in a few minutes.
There you go. Be well, take care of yourself, and thanks for watching. I always say, let the show run. Just turn it on and keep the minutes running, man. Let the minutes run. That's all I ask.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Much love, Captain.
All right. Take care, brother.
You too.
All right. That was Hot Neil. Good to hear from Hot Neil. And Robert Hawk. There you go. Robert Hawk, thank you for coming over. Robert Hawk was a new member that watched watched Raider Bear last night, and I said, hey, come on over and check out the show, and Raider Bear said that as well. Robert, thanks for coming over. I appreciate that. It's good to hear from you. Make sure you subscribe, and when you subscribe publicly, because I'm giving away the Raider prize pack at $8.50. And as Angela, who was pimping my page, not, I love saying pimping, pimping out. Not she was pimping my page. So basically, she was my pimp, right? She was pimping my page to everybody, and it was great. And so I appreciate all the love that she has and all the support that she has. Thank you for coming over, Robert Hawk. Always good hearing from you. We talk whatever. And now I'm glad Houston came back. Hey, Steve, I'm glad you called back, brother. And the funny thing is that normally I have after the conversations, I go from the large screen to the small screen with the numbers. I haven't had a chance to do that tonight because everybody knows the number already. So that's pretty cool. How are you doing tonight in Houston there, Steve?
I'm doing a lot better, Captain. I just want to say that, they say comedians and everything, you don't want to follow a dog act or child act, and you don't want to follow dog balls.
You don't want to follow dog balls. That's true. That's
true.
Yeah.
But or the Yellow Snow. But anyway, I think that's a Frank Zappa song. But anyway, so I was going to ask you, Captain, do you have some? Since Al Davis's birthday is coming up, I think we all on the 4th and everything. When we celebrate America, we ought to celebrate Al and have a shot or whatever your favorite adult beverage. And when you're barbecuing and stuff, because we can't go to the beaches and we can't do this and that. But you know what? We always wear our colors. We're always Raider fans from here to eternity. And man, it's something really special, Captain. This is what keeps us going when I hear you talking, Angela talking, and all the other great Raider fans calling in tonight, because it truly is a family. You don't get this kind of camaraderie anywhere else other than Raider Nation.
No,
what say you, Captain?
Yeah, and I agree. And I'm going to say, and Jason's going to love this. If he's still with us, Jason Dean is going to love this. Bear's on early. I understand if you got to go over to see the Bear. I can't stop that. But if you can keep this feed on and go over and have his feed as well, I would appreciate it, because I'm gonna be here and while we have calls. Hey, Heidi, tell the Bear that I will be over there as soon as I'm off the show, and I'll go over if I don't have any callers. But I'm getting back to what Steve was saying, is that we love America. For the most, I mean, if you don't love America, that's fine. You don't have to love America, and there are people that don't love America, but for the majority of us that do love America, even though we want to make it better, and like I said, the people that want to protest they get a chance to do that here because they wouldn't have the opportunity to do that other places. Okay, yeah, Angela, talk with Hot Neil, because he's saying for the it's just for Life Our Raider story. It's here on YouTube there, Hot Neil. But when we get to July 4th, and I'm here in Tampa area, and a lot of people, they know as Raider fans, oh my God, more boobies. It's in bras. I like Saving Silverman. This has got some. It's definitely a good gratuitous dude film. And Amanda Peel just walked in when the guy is on top of the nun not a nun anymore. Anyway, here,
Boy,
wait.
I tell you,
Well, I guess here
we went off the tracks there.
Yeah, there you go. Here,
I don't understand.
boobies. There's my booby shot. There you go, boobies.
There you go.
Okay. What was I talking
Life
about?
is great, huh?
Okay.
At least we're-
we were.
at
Oh, we
least
were
we can
talking
talk
about Al
about Sam
Davis.
Silverman for all that.
Yeah, we were talking about Al Davis, and boobies came in a conversation.
We kind of got distracted. We
Yeah.
got all over them out tonight,
Yeah,
Captain.
we got distracted. Anyway, the 4th of July. Love this country, obviously. You know, as Americans, we love that. But for obviously those that know,
This is a reminder.
oh,
Take the medicine travel training.
okay, Alexa. Thank you, Alexa. Quit, Alexa. I told Alexa to remind me so I don't forget some training. Boy, off the wall. July
Take the medicine
4th.
travel training.
Alexa. Thank you, Alexa. Please stop. Please stop, Alexa. I don't want that to go on again. Oh my goodness. July 4th is Al Davis's birthday. Okay? Al Davis's birthday. Here in Tampa, it's also George Steinbrenner's birthday. So
Wow, talk about two giants.
exactly, and that was my point. The two heavies for the ownership of one of the obviously fantastic, and I got to say fantastic, when you are the owner of the Yankees, granted he wasn't the owner during the heyday of, you know, the 20s and 30s. Obviously, he wasn't alive back then. But he was the Yankees owner who brought in Billy Martin. He brought in Reggie Jackson. He brought in Catfish Hunter. He brought in Ken Holtzman. He brought in all of those people, Chris Chambliss, and, you know, obviously the captain. He drafted the captain. George Steinbrenner and all of his just excessive largesse and knowing how to draft and how to, you know, bring in those people, the owner of the Yankees. And I didn't even get to this today, but his son, I don't believe, but his son, the younger Steinbrenner, said that he thinks that there will be fans in the stands this year. I'm sorry. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that is just lip service.
Right.
But he said that. But again, George Steinbrenner, born on the 4th of July. Al Davis, born on the 4th of July. And, of course, our country, as we celebrate the 4th of July. To Al Davis, and make sure I'm in the right camera. I'm in the right camera. To Al Davis, to George Steinbrenner, as Yankees owner, say what you want about the boss. Say what you want about the boss, but the boss was a hell of an owner. Of course, we all know the patriarch Al Davis deserves one as well. And then, you know, to America, on this holiday, the 4th of July, I do a shot for all of y'all. There you go.
I've got one more for you, Captain.
I'm listening.
July the 8th, the passing of Kenny Stabler. Now, if he's not on the Mount Rushmore of the Raiders, I don't know who is.
Kenny was, my
He was
goodness.
quite a person.
He was, and it was a shame. It was a shame that he did not live to see his induction. And I blame Paul Zimmerman of Sports Illustrated. I blame him directly.
Why do you blame him directly? I don't know the backstory about this.
Paul Zimmerman, whenever they would have when they would have the cut, you know, that they would have these athletes, the people that were going up in front of the hall, and they would actually when you go up in front of a Chiefs board, they call it the crunch, and they put all of the totals and the packages in front of everybody, and they crunch it. It's called the crunch. Whatever the equivalent is for the NFL, when these people would be put up in front of the crunch. We've been hearing your Alexa all night, been trying to figure out what was wrong. Really? Was my Alexa on all night? I didn't. That was just the first time I heard it there, Heidi. Alexa, off. Hopefully it won't be on anymore. But I'm sorry, Heidi. That's the first I heard it, really, when I told it to shut up. What was I talking? Paul Zimmerman, who is obviously the writer for Sports Illustrated. The story goes that Kenny was banging his wife.
Wow.
And he found out about it. And because, you know, Kenny back in the day, man, Kenny had quite a few wonderful, liaisons. Let's call it liaisons. So when Paul Zimmerman found out that Kenny Stabler allegedly, and I say allegedly because I don't know if this is true or not, I just know the story, is that Paul Zimmerman, being the very high-ranking writer for Sports Illustrated for football, would always denigrate Kenny Stabler without talking about his wife, obviously, because that would be obvious. But he would say, you know what? He had too many interceptions. He had too many of this that was bad. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. He only won one Super Bowl. Yada, 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 yada. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Okay? And Paul Zimmerman of Sports Illustrated kept him out of the Hall of Fame for years because of that. Well, Paul Zimmerman died a couple years ago. And of course, unfortunately, Kenny died a couple years ago. And eventually, this was horrific, that when he died, immediately after his death was when the NFL committee put things together and they got him into the Hall of Fame. And the thing that sucks about it is that his family, Kendra and Alexa, I better not say that, Alexia maybe, they didn't get his jacket because they don't give out gold. They don't give out gold jackets to members who are deceased, and it's unfortunate. So
they should make an exception because he was an successful person. He brought the NFL from he was the bridge that brought it from the 60s all the way up to what it is today. You can't think of the NFL. It's like Al Davis. You can't think of the NFL without the snake or Al Davis. It's just, you can't do it.
Yeah.
What say you, Captain?
Yeah, I mean, Kenny Stabler was, the quarterback that bridged the moment of quarterbacks that all he did was win.
Right.
And he won when he needed to. Okay, yeah, the Raiders would always be in the AFC Championship game and would always either lose to the friggin' Dolphins or mostly the Steelers. But then when he needed to, he won. And that's what the bottom line is that in those big games, there was a bunch of games that he had to win in order to get to the big game. And John Madden said it best. He said, "Why is it that everybody before I won the Super Bowl, they said I couldn't win the big one? Well, I won a lot of big games in order to get to the big one. And the big one was usually the AFC Championship game. You had to win a bunch of big games to get to the AFC Championship game, and maybe he didn't win all of those games, but he was always there. And it was bullshit that they always held that against him, and I'm glad that John Madden finally got in as well. So there it is.
What about the story, the famous game that everybody remembers is the famous Ghost of the Post game when they said that was probably one of the greatest games I've ever seen. I think it went 6 quarters. It was the longest game at the time, and there was a point in the game when Snake goes over there, and Madden's all doing, how Madden is on the sidelines. He used to smoke a heater on the sidelines, as we used to say, a cigarette. But anyway, so Kenny looks at him really calm and collected and everything, and Madden's got all frantic a little bit because he's trying to think it, and he says, he was the coolest cat on the field. He looked up in the stands, and Kenny said to the coach Madden, he says, "Boy, the fans are really getting their whatever. How much? I think it was like they're really getting their money's worth today.
Yeah, and it
immediately like,
right. It calmed Madden down because Madden was flailing with his arms. He's blah, 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 and he's a mile a minute. And Kenny says, John, the fans are really getting their money's worth today, and it just the thought calmed Madden down. Now, granted, immediately when John says, like, what the hell are you talking about? But eventually it sunk in. And the point was that Kenny hits Dave Casper. And remember, that wasn't a touchdown, but it was getting him to go there. Hey, Steve, I'm gonna get off the line because I got Andrea coming in. Thank you for calling, brother.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. Stay healthy and safe, and I'll talk to you here in the next couple of days, and God bless.
God bless you as well. And I appreciate Steve there. Steve, a wealth of knowledge. We got Angria Trask, who's with Heidi, you're in a restaurant in Anchorage?
No, we are currently just outside of Seattle heading north.
Oh, okay. So you're stateside, or quote, I should say lower 48, heading north to Alaska. Go north, the rush is on. Hey, I could do Johnny Horton on request, man. Johnny Horton. And I'm bringing it tonight. North to Alaska, Johnny Horton. The sinking of the Bismarck, Johnny Horton. The folk singer, Johnny Horton, and you get him from Captain Jack. That you can't get entertainment like this anywhere. There you go.
It's one of a kind for sure.
it is one of a
You know
kind.
the part where you were talking about the dog and the reaching of the area that I can't repeat?
Yeah, sure you
that
can.
echoes.
Sure you can. You can say it.
That's what she meant.
You-
It echoes. It was perfect timing.
Oh, okay. So when I was talking about the George Carlin area about the dog cleaning himself in an area where he was, he's been on that one spot for about an hour now. You know, it's like and that's right out of the George Carlin routine. I love that. George Carlin, I love. Didn't like his politics, especially later in life, but George Carlin was my favorite comedian when I was a kid, and he will forever be one of my favorite comedians. And I got it somewhere, I love the meme that it said one of these days, the Raiders are going to be back as the team to beat because they don't give a shit. They're the rough, tough. I can't remember the exact theme because he called everybody else all the pussies of the NFL and said someday the Raiders are going to be back. And and it's a great meme. I got it somewhere. I'll try to put it up on Facebook tonight so people can watch it too.
I love George Carlin. He was one of my favorites for sure.
He was awesome. He was awesome.
I wanted to call and clarify the story of Ken Stabler and Paul Zimmerman.
Oh, great. Good. See, and this is why I lead him up there, and then we get some really good intelligent knowledge. Did I screw it up?
It's a little off yet.
Okay.
So,
if I'm a little off, go ahead.
It was year before last on the Ladies of Darkness, formerly known as Just Win Ladies. I interviewed Kendra Stabler.
Yes.
And she told me the story.
Please.
And what happened was, I don't remember exactly who the other player was, but there was another player that was caught with quite a bit of cocaine. And Paul Zimmerman, for some reason, I don't remember exactly the reason, but this may be in addition to your story. I don't know. But Paul Zimmerman accused Kenny Stabler of that being his, and he was stalking him in his hometown. Yeah, he was stalking him in his hometown. Accused him of that of being the one holding the cocaine, and Ken, being the guy that he was. Sorry, Alexis or Google's trying to butt in here. Ken, being the guy that he was, because he just was a good dude, didn't clarify it. He took the rap. He didn't go to jail. Nobody got arrested or anything like that. But he took the rap for it and just said, "Okay, think what you want to think." Basically, screw you for thinking that. But from that point on, that's what Paul Zimmerman told everybody in the Hall of Fame voting booth, was that he was a drug addict, and the reason that he played so much and that he was such a playboy was because he was a cocaine hit. Well, one of Kenny's buddies trained another writer.
Yeah, and I heard that too. It was an incident. It was in the off season. It was down in L.A., otherwise known as Lower Alabama. Okay, not Los Angeles. It was down in L.A., Lower Alabama. And Jared, let me finish here. Jared, I apologize. I had to cancel on Jared. Jared, call back in a little bit. Okay. Kenny's down in L.A. and he's down in the bayous, and they would do the fishing and the drinking and all of the things like that. And there was an incident with cocaine that involved Kenny Stabler, and I remember it being in his book, and I remember reading it. It was like, what was the name of Kenny's book? I can't remember. It's over here, guys. I swear I have the Kenny Stabler book. It's the one where he has the helmet with a bunch of the beer cans in it. Probably an original edition too. And he got in trouble for it in the off season. And there, like you said, there was stipulation saying that it was Kenny's dope or Kenny was involved with the trafficking of it. And, it besmirched his name. Okay. That's true. as far as Zimmerman held it against him. But here's the other thing. During that time, why would you be on such a vendetta against one man? Against
That's what
one
I'm
man.
saying. So, this may be in addition to perhaps, Paul Zimmerman thought that Kenny was hitting on his wife or had an affair with his wife or what have you. But he definitely perpetuated the lie throughout the Hall of Fame voting process until, 2015 when Kenny finally got in.
Right.
Which I don't remember when Paul Zimmerman died, but he may have already been off the Hall of Fame voting ballot system by then.
He was.
I don't.
He was.
But I'd have to look up.
Yeah.
So that's why Stabler finally got in.
Yeah. And and Ed Winchell, I'm definitely going to show that. Anyway, Zimmerman was a low-life rat. I will definitely show that in my comments. That's true. And again, I heard the story. It was perpetuated in the book. But the reason why that Zimmerman, from what I've been told, and I can't remember the sourcing of this. I hear good things. I mean, and John Kingdon has told me more things that I am not allowed to talk about because they are in because they're in, trust me, great stuff. Oh my God. Fantastic things that John Kingdon has told me, and I can't tell a soul. And I do this for a living, folks. I know things from my job, and I don't tell it because I have the clearance, because you don't say shit. And I'll do a quick shot for that for Angela. I know she's going to say shot.
Well, I don't want you to tell me if you have to kill me.
No. I'm just saying is that I've been told, Angry, I would, you and Heidi, I would kill you with kindness, darling.
I know.
I would kill you with love and compassion. You know that as well. And I know you know that. Heidi probably has figured that out by now as well. I would kill you ladies with love and compassion. That's for true. You know that.
We love you back.
I do love you. And please drive safe. I probably won't be able to get my ice cream tonight because I've probably had like 5 shots. And Ed Winchell doesn't want me to drive when I've had and out of respect for Ed and making sure that I don't get a DUI, because hey, that's my clearance, man. I'd lose my clearance for DUI. Plus, it's a big bunch of money, and I ain't gonna do that for a free Sunday.
Due to request of Ladies of Darkness.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Our honor, please do not.
What was that? What was that comment there, honey?
You said, in addition to Ed's request, the Ladies of Darkness also request that you not drive with me drinking.
I appreciate that, and thank you, ladies, for a free Sunday. I will forego it, or not a Sunday. It's a shake. It's a steak and shake side by side, though. I tell you, it's tempting, but I'm not gonna. Excuse me, I'm not going to go on the road because of that. So I love you. I love Heidi. I love you. Love the Ed. Love the Angela. Love the Mama Moon. I love everybody because I appreciate y'all being here and giving your stories. And please drive safe going up to the nexus of the lights of the area and if you don't know, Angria and Heidi will now be living in Alaska with Angria. So we're going to have the 2 smartest ladies that I know of in the same proximity in the state that's most farthest away other than Hawaii. So, but please be careful up there, and we love you back.
Love you too, Jack, and we will check in and make sure you know our progress.
You got it.
Jack.
Love you. That is Angria and Heidi. Let's all say and send our best to them. We love them. And she wanted to make sure that, and because we got the information out there, and I was told, like I said, Zimmerman was against Kenny Stabler because he didn't like his dealings. And Ken, of course, you get it from Kendra. Kendra is a knowledge base of all of those things. And finally, when Zimmerman was away from the vote, when his voice was out of the room, that was important because his voice was out of the room, and then Kenny died. and the senior committee figured out that we need to put this gentleman in. It was overdue, and that is why I'm kind of pissed off that both Tom Flores and Cliff Branch were not inducted this last year when they expanded all of the players that they could have put in. And Tom Flores and Cliff Branch, who passed last year right before the voting, and they didn't get in. And you look at what Cliff Branch has to offer in comparison to John Stallworth. And Jared, please call back. Please call back. You look to what they have in comparison to John Stallworth and to Lynn Swan, and you tell me that Cliff Branch doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? I hope, Jared, please call in, brother. And I hope that you're right. Jared will be calling in unless somebody beats him to the punch. But and again, love hearing from Angria Trask and Heidi Stabbert. Make sure you're watching the Ladies of Darkness as well, and hopefully I'll be able to do something with Angria. Not Dirty Minds. I'm talking about a podcast, people. Boy, you guys. I know they were thinking bad. Jared, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Good, Kevin Jack. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Hey, we're doing an extended show. I want to make it over to see Bear eventually, but if we got people that are calling in, I'll go 3 hours.
Yeah, it's a Thursday night. It's the holiday weekend. You might as well enjoy life.
Yeah, why not?
It's crazy up here. I'll tell you what, though. It's just getting more and more crazy. They're closing all the bars, the restaurants, and the casinos up here for a week. They said, I don't know if it's going to be a week or more. I mean, it's just absolutely insane anymore. It really is.
Now, when you say the areas up around Pittsburgh, are you talking about, like, say, the area where they have, like, I guess there's like a area on the river that is like an area where you can actually gamble because it doesn't belong to a certain state? It's on the river.
Oh, you got the casino right there near the two stadiums, Howard. I mean, they're right next to each other, right there in that North Shore area, however, and everything like that, Howard. And, like, the bars and restaurants in downtown and everything like that are shutting down and everything like that. However, I mean, out here in the suburbs where I am, however, my sister bartends at a pizza place just up the street, Howard, and I don't know if she's working there, like I said, Howard, just behind the takeout order again and everything like that. But there was 230 new cases that came today. It was pretty crazy, to say the least, however.
Yeah, and even I was watching, and people that were watching the show that I had with Coach Muddle yesterday, I had a lady friend who's actually from PA. She came down to visit. She's on vacation. She was listening, I actually hear the show in the background. It's kind of screwing me up. Sorry, but she was out for vacation with her sister and her brother-in-law and her niece, and who lives in Kissimmee. And so they've been doing some beach hopping while she's been here. But she went from Kissimmee, which is obviously around Orlando. She went over to the Clearwater area, which is west of me. And on the way back, she stopped by my house. And again, love to Marillis, who is a good friend of mine. She came by and met us up at the house. She was over 6 feet away. She was wearing her mask. I was wearing my mask. But it was wonderful, the effort that was made, that she wanted to say hi to me while she was on vacation and introduce her in-laws to me, who were in on the show earlier. And it's just wonderful when you get a chance to see your friends, because how many times have you seen these people when you go out to these events, and now you're stuck in the house and you haven't seen these people in forever? You might have been lucky enough to see them on a Zoom call or maybe a video call, but that's out of the ordinary, man. It was good to see her in person.
That's really good. Yes, I was with some friends the last few weeks. I mean, we did like bonfires and that. I mean, last Saturday night we had a movie night, Howard, watching some old movies and everything like that. And my one friend, his friend's wife, I went over to her girlfriend's house, and they just had a little game night over their place. So yeah, it's just crazy anymore. Like I said, I mean, they're saying now they're trying to get hopefully schools open up here at the end of August, Howard. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, my nieces are going back to school. One of them entering 7th, the other one entering 3rd. It's just great. It's just, it's scary. And like I said, a lot has happened up here, and I wish things would not be this way, but they are what they are.
Yeah, and I really don't see it. I mean, I actually was more positive towards the thought that maybe by the time that we got, excuse me, it's not COVID, guys, at least not to my knowledge. I think it's just because I've been talking a lot. But when we got to this time of the year, I was thinking that maybe we would get back to like finishing the basketball season. We would get back to finishing the hockey season. And of all of those two sports, I really think that basketball has the best chance of actually crowning a champion. Why? Because all their teams are in one place. They will bubbleize the entire NBA franchise, and they will. It's kind of like when they do the summer leagues in Vegas. Everybody's out in Vegas, so you keep all of the teams there, and you keep them away from other people. You keep them in house, where you have like what a basketball team I think has about 12 players on a team.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, because Ed was saying, how many players are on a football team? And I said, well, 53. He says, nah, 11. I says, yeah, I didn't say how many were on the field. So, again.
Now, well, I know they swung the preseason to like 2 games. I mean, they made the official issue. Now, another thing they did say, however, like I heard today, I guess they're doing some sort of theme. I heard basically, however, I think, but I read on ESPN, I think they said, however, yeah, supposedly they say they're going to play a black anthem in the first week of the year.
Yeah.
I guess I mean, how's that going to go over with the fans, how they're watching at home? It's going to be interesting, let's just say. It really is.
I saw that story, and because, here's the thing. I'm all for equality, but that's such a toxic subject. I try to steer clear from it. And by the way, not to be ignorant, but what is the black anthem? And I'm not saying it to be denigrative of it.
That's a very good question. I think everyone should be. I mean, that's a question that everyone should answer. I mean, what is it? I don't know what it is either.
If there's somebody that's out there that actually knows what the black anthem is, IM me off the show. You don't have to IM me here. We're not saying it to be denigrative as well.
Curious.
I've never heard of what the black anthem is.
Yeah.
Hey, Angela, there you go. And I knew that would probably. I get some really good things from Angela in the For Life. There was a story, and Jared is talking about it. I saw the same thing. They're saying at one game in particular, they will be playing the black anthem, and they didn't go into. I saw the story and I didn't click because A, I didn't have the time, and B, I was like, I wasn't going to bring it up anyway, but Jared did. Thanks, Jared.
Yeah, it's the opener, people. It's from Kansas City.
There you go. But they were saying that the NFL was going to play the black anthem. I don't know what the black anthem is, and I'm not being an asshole. I've never heard.
And I'm not either. I mean, I think we all know. I think people ought to know what is it going to be like. Number one, and number two, how is it going to go over with the people? Considering what is going on.
Yeah, and again, I don't know what it is, but yeah, here's the thing. You're going to have a bunch of white cracker racist groups that are going to go batshit crazy. And yes, I will do a shot. I apologize. But you're just inciting. You're inciting the people that you're trying to come to grips with the fact that they are racist. And you're giving them more fuel so they can act up.
Yeah.
And again, I've never heard of the black anthem. So if anybody can do some research and get with me, we'll talk about it. But we will not to talk about that. But I'm just saying to clarify whatever it was. I didn't see what it was. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm doing lots of shots tonight. That's why nobody wants me on the road.
Well, we'll see what happens, as they say, as time will only tell. Anyway, everyone have a great 4th of July, you as well, and be safe and be careful out there. I'll talk to you hopefully on Sunday.
All right, Jared, always a pleasure, man. We will see you on Sunday for your normal check-in, man. Always good. And you take care. Be safe as well.
We will. Thanks. See ya.
All right. That was the Pittsburgh Report from Jared. And for the first time in a long time, I can actually change transition. There we go. Again, if you want to call via Skype, it's Captain_Jack_Rackham. If you are watching this show on a replay, remember, if you're in an audience that is overseas and you don't want to spend a bunch of money to call in, that's your venue right there. Skype, call Captain_Jack_Rackham. Obviously, for phones, it's 813-699-0834. And I'm going to try this. Hang on a second here. Okay, I will see if you are, and again, you're watching on YouTube because that's what you're supposed to do, okay? Okay, and I see, and Angela, by the way, Raider G is talking about your page. Here's the, I'm gonna give him your Facebook information. Excuse me. My typing is... Okay. Excuse me, her YouTube is For Life, Raiders Story. Great peep. So I'm typing this as we speak. And that was Raider G that was asking about this. So again, I'm on Facebook right now watching, wow. Oh, you know why? I did the feed. If you're on Facebook now, you're actually watching the feed. I was like, wow, that's live. So I forgot that I did like the feed that was the promo feed, and I had a 2-hour feed. And then I still have on the, I don't know why it because I turned it off. But they're getting the live feed on Facebook. So I don't know why. See if I can do this. I can't. I don't know why. There was you know what? I can do this. I can do this. There we go. So I just stopped the YouTube feed to Facebook. So now, there you go. Now I'm on Facebook. There is no, so they got an extra half an hour of the live video. That's how I can stop it. I can do that. And I can do that each time, and this way I don't have to use that other service. So I'll do that. I just figured it out. I can save myself like $40 a month. Anyway, if you are on Facebook right now, I don't know if you can do it. I know people can try to call me via Facebook Messenger call. I don't know whether it will work. I don't know whether people can hear you, but now that I got the speakers going into the board, it's possibly a way to do a messenger call. So you got the number 813-699-0834. You got the Skype number Captain_Jack_Rackham. If you go over to Facebook, and I see that there are a few people that are on there. If you want to go and try to give me a Facebook call via Messenger, we'll try that too. I mean, I'm not saying it has to be done, but there you go. We'll see if we can do that. And Angela, I am sending Raider G your information. Of course, I got that. Lift every voice and sing. It better be some. I know who El Rondo for you is. How you doing there, Ron? How you doing, brother? It is Grand Marnier. And I've had more Grand Marnier tonight only because I'm not working tomorrow. Only because I'm not working tomorrow. And I'm going to get the, oop, let's see. Let's see if it works. Hang on. There you go. Okay, we're answering. Hopefully we will see if this works. It takes a little bit to spin up. We're going to see if the messenger call is going to work. And I got the spinning thing of death. Angela, can you hear me? It takes a little bit. There you go. I know there's a little bit of a feedback of the timeline. Angela, how you doing, honey? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
And
yeah, I was just doing a test call for you.
Yeah, I want to see that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this. And if you are watching on YouTube, if you can hear Angela, and granted, her voice is a hell of a lot nicer than mine. I got the gruff old bastard voice.
I was a little disappointed though that you knew it was me. I was gonna come in with like a southern accent or something like that and try to fool you, Captain Jack.
Well, only because it says that there's Miss Angela C. Pacheco was calling in on the line, and I can say, hey, darling, how you doing? I can play a southern redneck
good.
too. I'm doing
real
good.
Swell.
You swell. What part of the South you from, honey? Calling me swell.
I think I'm from the L.A., but not the Los Angeles, the Lower Alabama.
You from Lower Alabama. You from Lower Catchahacky. There you go. So I'm hoping that now we got 11. Oh, Thor just came in with a yee. That's good. If you can hear, because I have my YouTube off, so I don't have double echoes. If you can hear me talking, and I'm going to shut up for a bit because I want to make sure that they can hear you talk. I want to hear your best Southern accent talking about your favorite football team. Go.
Oh, well, my favorite football team is that football team that Forrest Gump played for.
Oh, that'd be Alabama.
Oh, that Alabama. Yeah, I used to go and cheer Forrest on, and I was like, run, Forrest, run.
Is your name Jenny by any chance?
Oh, hell no. Jenny's a biatch. She done left Forrest and cheated on him and gave him the cooties.
Oh, well, I was going to say, did Jenny didn't give him the clap. I don't think so. Jenny.
By the way, we don't like her.
Well, I think that Robin Penn definitely when she married Sean, or actually because it's Robin Wright Penn. Yeah,
Robin Wright, right. Yeah.
Yeah, Robin Wright Penn. And then she married Sean. Nobody is saying whether they can hear you or not.
Can they hear us? I can't tell. I guess they can't hear us.
They can't. Can anybody hear you?
I don't know. We don't have any responders.
Yeah, I'm looking for. If you can hear me and you can hear Miss Lower Calahatchee on the line. If you can hear Angela, please let me know. Can anyone hear? Okay, so she's putting in comments. I was looking. If you can hear me, great. But I want to hear if you can hear Angela.
YouTube. I'm gonna go with probably a no. Can they even hear you? I'm not seeing any respondents. Anyone responding?
I don't know. I don't want to put on the the sound because then we'll have echoes. Yeah. And yeah. Okay, Mike, thank you, Mike. Mike, you can hear me and Angela.
Okay, cool. Now we know this works.
Okay, good. So now I have another way of having people. If you are my friend, you can call in via the Facebook Messenger. And there you go, Anna Pacheco. I wonder who that is. I hear you, girl.
All right, cool.
All right. Well,
All right, I'll let another caller call in because I know I already had my time earlier. So I just wanted to do a test for you.
there you go. Thank you, honey. I most appreciate that. This way I can put that information out as well.
You're welcome.
All right.
Raiders.
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 There you go. Take care, darling. That's good. And now I know. Now I know there is now another way. And I will try to make it. And now here's the thing: if there are thank you there, Mike. Now when there's 3 on at the same time, because they're all 3 different types of things, I don't know whether one will offset the other. I don't know where one will offset the other if they go in at the same time. I don't know that. But this will be another way of people calling in, and this way we'll have some responders. That's great. There you go, Mike, and Mama Moon, love you, darling. Having said that, if you want to call in, if I have to shake my boobies for you to call in, there you go. Because I ain't shaking mine. I'm shaking my booby beads. Because her boobies is a lot nicer than mine. That's just the way it is. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Skype, Captain_Jack_Rackham. If you are a friend of mine on Facebook and you want to call in via Facebook Messenger, now, because I think it's because I'm running the speakers through the box, and the box is actually listen up so you can hear the microphone, you can hear the sound of the speakers going into the OBS. It's great. We have several ways of talking. Thor, you weren't here earlier, but I wanted to. There you go. Can hear both of you. Okish. Oh my God, it's great. We'll have other ways, and I appreciate. Angria was actually the first person that gave me a phone call via Skype that we knew that was looking at. Angela was very clear, much better than regular. Well, there you go. So we know that Facebook Messenger calls work. We know that Skype calls work, and those are very good calls in. And then obviously the Google Voice, which we know works as well, maybe just not as well, but there's 3 different ways to do that. So now we have ways of, because I'm running it through the board, we have ways of having everybody call in. Maybe not all at once, but we have ways to do that. And again, make sure that we keep kind thoughts for Hot Neil, for his health. Make sure we keep kind thoughts for Heidi and Angria as they do their trip back up north to Alaska. Keep everybody in mind. There are more people that are in the hospital. I can say that, and I'm very happy to report that Gesturator is out of the hospital and is back home and is trying to get healthier, and he's a lot healthier than he was before. Shirt, shoes, mask, mandatory, along with drink, most important. Thor needs to call. I agree. Thor definitely needs to call in. It doesn't necessarily need to be tonight. Drank masks. That's it. I know I've had my shots tonight. I've had enough. So, it's 11:43. Unless I get a phone call in the next, I'll give it 2 minutes. And I've never seen this. I'm actually watching, and you guys are probably going to say you're lying, but I'm telling you, I have never seen this movie from start to finish. And what I'm talking about is Army of Darkness, the Bruce Campbell movie. And no, not Bruce Campbell that was drafted by the Raiders in the 4th round at the the big beast that everybody thought that, I think Al was still alive at the time, that they thought that Al was going to take in like the first round. He ended up being like a 4th round pick, the huge project on the offensive line. And he didn't pan out. Bruce Campbell. No, not that Bruce Campbell. The Bruce Campbell that was in the Army of Darkness movies, as well as what was the name of that the show about the guy who was burned? Burn Notice. Of course, I said burn. I would get it. Burn Notice, brother. I'll call next time because I've been drinking too much today. But you and me both, man. And that's not again. I should have stopped at 5. I didn't hit my own. I think I had some extras for Al, for toasting Al, and I'll do another toast probably on Sunday. I agree with Heidi Stabbert though. It would be perfect tonight. And somebody's calling in. That's cool. Oh, it's an unknown caller. 510. Who am I speaking to? Who is this?
Thor.
I got you in my phone now, brother.
Good, brother.
I got you in my phone now. What I will do is after the show, I know it's like 11:45 my time. I will say that caller. Hopefully, I'll get you in here. Hang on a second. I saw it show up. Hang on. Don't go away yet.
All good.
Okay. Recents. Yep, I got you. So I will put you in my phone. So anytime that you would call in, if I have this phone with me, I will know that it is Thor calling. And sometimes it doesn't necessarily go to when because it's supposed to show up when I do the Google Voice Hangouts, your name will show up, but sometimes it doesn't. And again, now Angela's telling you, be careful with the shots. So I got you in here, Thor. So hopefully that's good to go. How are you doing tonight, brother? And welcome to the show. We've had Mama Moon and Angela on. It's good to see you. Which means now we just got to get Q and Dion in here, and we have the whole plethora. I love that word, plethora. We've had the whole plethora of the For Life R Raiders story in here. So there you go.
For sure.
And I did like that interview that you did. It was entertaining. I was listening to it. It was loud. As soon as I said it was loud,
for sure.
No. When I said it was loud, because I had it on loud. And so when the cussing went wrong, obviously it was funny because Angela and Anna were saying, like, uh-oh. I said, yeah. I mean, it was mostly Thor. It was mostly Thor swearing. I said, it doesn't matter. Thor was being Thor. He was being authentic.
Yeah.
He was being authentic.
Yeah, for sure. It was one of them things where I didn't have to worry about it. It wasn't, we weren't doing it. Well, we were doing it for the homie show, and he wasn't tripping, and it wasn't our thing, and I just kind of let loose. That was just us. That was just me. That was just how I felt. So.
Yeah, and again, when you don't have to worry about the FCC regulations, you can be yourself. Now, granted, I like to not swear, but
I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that. I mean, at some point, it's just kind of different.
It happens, man.
When you're talking on things, it's you get your point across more if you don't swear. It makes more, But just on some things, when you're in kind of a to me, that was just like around the homies kind of mode, and I just felt like I was ready to just let it go. I don't know what the young kids say, turn up.
Yeah,
I was turned up right.
You were
there.
turned, man. You were turned.
I was turned. That's right.
And the one thing that I wanted to tell you is that the one thing that I heard from your conversation was, and I think it was you, because at the time I couldn't quite, but I know it was a male voice, okay, and I'm pretty sure it was you, and you were saying that your tailgates are more about the alcohol.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's
Okay.
us. That was me, and that's us. That's what it always has been. Yeah.
Right. And I was listening to this and you say now some tailgates and you were talking about when Draymond came over there. See, I actually
Yeah.
listened. I wasn't bullshitting
Thank
you.
you.
Okay.
You were listening for
I
sure.
was listening. Yeah. You said when Draymond came over there and he was talking about he was full, but the other place had a bunch of fried chicken, but that Draymond
Yeah.
came over there and obviously he was looking for some there you go. Mark Davis don't know shit about shit. I love that comment too. And you know what, Angela? I bet you get that done quick and put them out. You will make money. You will make money. Hand over fist, man. You will make money. You put the picture of Mark Davis on a shirt, and I'm not anti-Mark. I'm not pro-Mark. I'm just it is what it is. But Mark Davis don't know shit about shit. I love that. That's funny. But yeah, getting back to the thing, and I was telling Angela, I said, I'm a foodie, as everybody was attesting to earlier when I was talking about, P.F. Chang's. I says, no, that wasn't a Mark Davis thing, because I know you were talking about P.F. Chang's. But we were talking about, I ate at P.F. Chang's last night, and I had like I had the cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, and then, of course, I was talking about Steak and Shake, and everybody said, oh, man, you're making me hungry. I said, that's me. I'm a foodie. But
Right.
I also gave Angela the ingredients and how to make a proper Captain Jack drink. It's called the Captain Jack.
Okay. Let's hear it. We're ready.
No. This is one that I'm keeping between myself and Angela. Angela has the recipe. And she and she
I
said,
am an ex-bartender, so
yeah.
I'm saying
What
I'm just saying that I'll let her share it with me, and we'll make it to perfection.
Oh, you will. And here's the thing. Basically, it's kind of like I'm trying to remember what it's similar to. It's kind of like what's the one where it's like a mudslide. There you go. It's like an improved mudslide. So
we one time so like our tailgate is about drinks. Every home game we had a drink of the day, right? And we did have a mudslide kind of drink one time. I can't remember what it was called, but we would make some kind of drink of the day, every home game, and we would like practice the Friday. That was part of our game day. Our game day prep was we'd come up with a drink of the day, we'd come up with a name for it, and we'd come up with whatever, and then we'd practice. My wife would practice making the drinks, and me and my friend Jess would test them out on Friday and Saturday, whatever day she did it. And we'd figure out what the ingredients were. We'd go to Bevmo, we'd go get all the stuff and practice making them. And we'd get a little tipsy in practice to make sure we got it right. So come game day, it was perfect, But we did have one time that was similar to a mudslide. So
yeah,
I wish I could find that.
I will say this first off, Heidi and Angria, you guys are losing your signal. Please be safe. We will see you hopefully on the next show. We love you. Please be safe. We love you, ladies of darkness. As far as the Captain Jack, because that's what it's called. It's something that I started making when I was in college. And I am a sweet drinks guy, okay? I don't like drinks that are so overpowering that I like them sweet. And I will tell you, like I said, it being like a mudslide, there's 6.5 shots in this thing. 6.5. Okay. 6.5 shots, and I say the half because the one is so overpowering. I had to put it to a half. It's so overpowering. And now there has been another one instead of the half shot, and it was something like it would have, if it was Ouzo, it would have definitely be like a quarter shot. And I have had it with Ouzo, and I've actually literally my father told me, not me actually seeing this, but my father literally saw a man drink himself to death drinking ouzo as a sailor on a port visit to the Mediterranean because he was out on the deck drinking ouzo on the deck. I mean, this was back in the days when you can actually have alcohol and do this on the ships. You know, he kind of got in trouble for it, but he wasn't going to get in trouble because he drank so much ouzo, he died of alcohol poisoning. Between the sun and the amount of alcohol he had, ouzo is some harsh stuff. So again,
some tough shit, yeah.
6.5 shots with ice cream. Now, the ice cream is because I like the sweetness. Now, I gave 3 types of ice cream. Again, Angela has it. Don't give it to anybody else, Angela. When you guys do your tailgate, you can put a picture of me up there, and you can say this is a Captain Jack, okay? And if you have the 3 different types of ice creams, you can say which would you prefer? Would you prefer A or B or C? And again, I'm not going to say what types of ice cream it is, but again, it's 3 types of ice cream. Obviously, you use one. Maybe you can use all 3. It depends upon what you want to do. But then, obviously, you need to have full cream, and you need to have ice cubes. The cream is better than, I mean, you can use milk if you don't have the cream, but the cream works out best. Ice cubes, obviously, to give it the depth when you put it in a blender. With you put it all together. Then you put other things into it. Again, Angela has the recipe. Guaranteed it will knock you on your ass in a good way of sweetness.
Okay.
And that's the Captain Jack. You guys can use that at your next tailgate. And it's expensive though, because obviously you got the 6.5 shots with a bunch of the ice cream and the cream and everything that goes with it. So it's definitely a drink that hopefully you get. I know that you're not normally have the people that were, no, I can't. Oh, Jägermeister, nasty.
Yeah, nasty.
Mike Sarah, love you, brother, but you got some negative points, man. Jägermeister is the nastiest stuff on earth. And there was one thing that I had, and I remember when I was a sailor, and I'm going to say this, and then we're probably going to end the show. I don't know. I remember the name of the alcohol. I had it in northern Germany. I think it was in Bremerhaven. Okay, when I was a sailor, it was called Rockenpuss. Now, I don't know, and I've had Jägermeister. I don't like Jägermeister. It's nasty.
No,
but the Rockenpuss, and I'm kind of pronouncing that. I remember that was about the name of it. That was the nastiest alcohol. I would drink a full thing of Jägermeister over the Rockenpuss, and that was some straight out of Germany. Yeah. Q, thank you. Q is in here. Hey, Ed Winchell's going to bed. Good night. Hey, Ed Winchell, happy birthday, belated happy birthday to you. I forgot to tell you on the show, and we were talking about it. Your birthday, Ed Winchell's birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Ed Winchell within a couple. It's either today, tomorrow, or yesterday. So everybody say happy birthday to Ed Winchell. Great guy that he is. And Quincy, good to see you as well. Jaeger's like cough syrup. No, cough syrup is. I'll drink cough syrup. I mean, if you want to talk about that nasty, there you go. Jaeger is like death. Thank you there, Thor. I agree with you. Hey, and Thor, I got your name in here. And we've been going strong for like 3 hours. I appreciate all the people that are coming in. We got Quincy over here, so now Quincy will have to call in sometime, and also Dion. So we'll have the entire crew there. And obviously, I always pimp your show because it's great stuff, and I mean that. Yeah, I know you ain't giving me any kickbacks because you don't need to give me any kickbacks because it's a great show, and people need to. Oh, I'll do Fireball. I'll do fireballs. People will give me a fireball and see, this is the thing when they say, hey, Captain, you want a shot. And then I asked them, I said, do you really want me to answer that? And they say, yes. It says, because when I have a shot, I do Grand Marnier, and I do it the great way where I have it heated in a brandy snifter so that, the the aroma of the orange peel comes out. Love Grand Marnier. So that's why I said, if you're going to ask me, it's going to cost you. And they say, and I said, I'm not going to drink it like a shot, because you can't do Grand Marnier like that. You have to sip it. You have to sip it. Okay, there you go. And his birthday was yesterday. I knew it was around this. So again, make sure you got the grandma out there. I remember my buddy. He was the head of the bar. God, I can't remember his name. Great guy. And he's the one that introduced me to Grand Marnier, and I will always remember him for that. Hey, Thor, thanks for calling in, brother. I'm gonna pack it on. I'm gonna pack it in, and thank you. I got your name in here. We'll have Quincy come in another time. A beautiful in a heated snifter. You got it. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's right. Courvoisier and Grand Marnier in a heated snifter. Oh yeah.
Oh, Courvoisier. There you go. I'll have some Courvoisier. I like
Grand Marnier.
Yeah. See, now do you mix? I was gonna say
beautiful is half Courvoisier and half Grand Marnier in a heated snifter. That's old school. New school, they do it half Hennessy and half Grand Marnier in a heated snifter. Either way, though, it's better with Courvoisier.
Okay. Well, eventually I'm going to make a trip down to DR, and they have the it's called Hennessy Light or Hennessy. White.
Yeah,
it's Hennessy White.
Pure white. Hennessy White. Yeah.
Hennessy White, and I've brought people that back because, and I've never had it, but people said that Hennessy White is really good stuff. So I'll make sure.
Yeah, they got it in Cabo also.
There you go.
At the airport in Cabo. Yeah.
Yeah, and also
you can buy 3 bottles when you're coming back at the airport.
Now I'm not a big drinker, but I love Brugal, which is the rum of the Dominican Republic. Have you had that?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I love rum. I love all rum.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've had a lot of different rum.
Brugal is some really good stuff. And then and I like Presidente beer. It's one of the few beers that I actually like.
Okay, well, I love all beers, so I drink all beers, Captain. All beer. Like I drink really, really good beer and really, really shitty beer.
No, I
drink sours. I drink all beer.
No, I can't have that now. I mean, when you say, well, here's some PBR, I'm like, no. Here's some red, white, and blue. No. Here's some Schmitz. No. Schmitz or Schlitt. No.
I'll drink it if I got to, but I also drink really good, really quality, really good beers, really high percentage beers. I also drink sour. I drink it all. I'm a beer guy, so.
Yeah, well, see, I very rarely drink it because most of the time, and I will drink. And see, I keep talking. When I drink beer, I like the European beer in Europe. Why? Because it doesn't have as much of the additives that makes the beer of the United States taste kind of fizzy and funny. And but I like European beer, and I like shanties. If I have a shanty from Europe, I said that because the beer is more clear, it's not as pasteurized. And then you put it with a shanty with the lemon of the shanty, it makes the beer taste better. That's just, again, because I have a sweet tooth when it comes to alcohol.
All good, my brother.
All right. Hey, again,
Captain Jack, I'll talk to you next time for sure.
You take care, and great hearing from you, brother. Always good to have For Life in the house.
All right, my brother. Take it easy.
All right. Good night now.
You too.
All right, that was Thor, and we've been on for 3 hours, and I didn't even get a chance to go over to do Raider Bear because I wanted to have the opportunity, and normally I would do Raider Bear, and I will apologize for me not being there, but it's Thursday. I don't have to wake up early tomorrow. It's the holiday, or we're celebrating the holiday. Remember, it is the 4th of July. And I'm not saying this is not an advertisement for gloriousness. This is how I feel. Like I have my booby beads. okay? Love my boobies. I do. But I love this country. And I'm a firm believer in that. And I know that there are things that are wrong, or that things we need to improve in this country. And I hope and pray that we'll get to a good point where things will improve. And I understand, and this is going to be about the most political I get. I understand about taking a knee. I understand. But, and here's the but, or let me, wait, before I say the but, here's this. I understand about taking a knee in that it is showing that there are things in this country that needs to be improved, that things that need to be settled, how people need to be treated with equality. And by taking a knee, you show that. I get it. I get it. All the people out here know I'm for equality. If you're black, if you're white, if you're Asian, if you're Hispanic, I don't care. It doesn't matter what nationality you are. What matters is what's up here in your head and what's here in your heart. Because you can be a very ugly, ignorant person, and I don't care what skin color you are. Because all about what I'm looking for is what do you have inside, what's in your head and what's in your heart. So getting back to the point, I get it when people kneel because they say that there are things that need to be changed in this country. I get it. But personally, and this is personal, it still makes me upset because in this country, the country that I was in the military for, that my father was in the military for, and my grandfather was in the military for, and I know it's not about the military. I understand that as well. I know it's not about, you're not saying I'm kneeling, I'm against the military. I understand that. Don't have to tell me that. But when I see what goes on around the world, and I know how much I love this country and how my ancestors that came over from Russia because they were persecuted, and even some other ancestors on the other side, they were kicked out of Germany, kicked out of Ireland, because they were persecuted, and they came to the States via whichever lift that they came in from. I remember the Ivinskys of Russia, because I'm an Ivinsky, that made the change to Levy. There is nothing finer in this country than our country. And I'm all for equality. I'm all for that. Again, I don't care what color skin you are. I don't care what your religious beliefs are. I don't care about what you are. I care about you. And that goes out to everybody. So remember, and again, this is about as non-political, political I'm going to get. I love you if you're a good person. And you be a good person to all. So having said that, please have a wonderful 4th of July holiday. Be safe. Be safe out there. And, don't infect others with illnesses. And I hope we have sports this year because we all need it. We all need the positivity of rooting for our teams. And I know that in my heart, I love everybody here. And thank you for being here and thank you for watching the show. And that's all I have to say. Kind of like my Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that. Take care of yourselves. We will see you for Sunday. We're going back to Sunday The Ask Captain Jack shows are going to be on Sunday. Ask Captain Jack on Sundays. So we'll see you on Sunday. And take care of yourselves. And just have a wonderful weekend. Remember, Al Davis's birthday, July 4th. Take care, everybody. Happy birthday to the United States. Good night.